NaruTalk, the Naruto ShipPodcast, is made possible through contributions from listeners like you. To help support the podcast and to earn exclusive rewards, head to www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. That's www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. Believe it!
Hey everyone, this is Naruto Uzumaki, and you're listening to NaruTalk. Believe it!
He's from a middle-aged land. He's got a middle-aged plan. 'Cause he's a middle-aged mustached sweater vest man. And you know he always looks his best in that sexy green vest. But we know he probably died in the forest of death.
Did the podcast start?
Yes, it did. That's going to be our intro this week,
He
folks.
probably did die in the forest of death.
I know. I was thinking
Yeah.
about that because these sets of episodes that we watch have so many bizarre background characters that, like, just who are they? Like that dude with the baseball cap?
Yeah, yeah.
Or that one dude, I don't know if you saw, but it was in the heat of battle. It was like when Naruto, like, powered up and shit. And there was this one dude just with his arms back, and he had, like, two people, like, cuddled up next to him. And they were just clearly not paying any attention to the finals. So it got me thinking about background characters that we have seen, and so I wrote that little ditty about middle-aged mustache sweater vest man.
Incredible.
R.I.P. to him.
Yeah, right?
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
I would like to see an episode about how he died.
Let's predict how he died.
Yeah.
Katie, what do you think happened?
I think. Wait, does he have a team?
I mean,
I don't even know how to
It has-
picture him being
it's
in
the man, the
No.
mustache, and the sweater.
Okay,
Oh.
for every college student or anybody who's ever been to college, in one of your lectures, there's always one or a couple really, really old people that are
Yeah.
just there taking the class
It's
that aren't doing it for
crazy.
credit. They're
yeah,
just like
especially
doing
like a public school, like which we
in my art
go to.
history class today. There's like this like group of old people that are like a gang.
Yeah.
And they're fucking terrifying, and they all sit down. They're like, "I brought you soup, Betsy," and we're like, "What is happening?"
Soup is coming
And
from Matt.
two of them are really, really Russian,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of art history is Russian art history.
Right.
So the professor also teaches the Russian avant-garde, and so she'll say something in like Russian, and one of the old ladies will be like, "Ah!"
Yes, I remember this from
Yes,
childhood.
when I was a child, it
yes.
is what I did when I was in Russia.
Hey everybody, welcome back to NaruTalk, the greatest podcast ever to be all about Naruto. I'm your host, Liam English, and with me, as always, is my literal right-hand man, because you're on my right
What?
every week.
Me
It's
first?
Raj.
That's
I think
crazy.
I'm gonna start mixing it up, you know, because
Oh.
Morgan made a comment to me. She was like, "You don't mix it up." and I was like, touche.
Well, I guess when it comes to your taking criticism skills and then taking feedback and all that shit and working it,
I did.
you did it.
Yeah.
Near perfectly.
I'll be honest, right now, this week, I'm feeling stage fright. It's been so long since we recorded. I'm like, people
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to this. This is, ugh.
It's been a while.
Like
has been a little
when I did that little song, I was like, oh man, there's like people out there.
It's funny because it felt like it's been a while, but I sat down and I was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm
Before
just like,
this, I was like not ready. Like waking up usually on a Thursday. I'm like, oh yes, and we record later. And I was like, oh wait, I have things to do today. Meaning
Yeah.
like recording and watching.
I'll be honest with you,
episodes?
today, more than ever, I was looking forward to recording because I had I had 2 finals today.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what, after this, I literally just have to talk about a cartoon. That's like,
No, literally, my
Yeah.
day, like, I'm always like, "Oh, I have so much to do," and then I have the podcast later. I'm like, "Oh, the podcast is just like
yeah.
not a thing
Well,
that
usually
I
I
have
stress
to do."
about
It's
it.
like,
Usually I'm like, oh, like I've got to like do this thing, but that's when like my workload is light. But when my
Yeah.
workload's really heavy, I'm like, well, I have a commitment to talk about a cartoon for an hour and a half. You know
That's
what I mean?
like exactly my reasoning behind like getting circus skills next year. Because I know
I
just
thought you were
like
gonna say that's exactly my reasoning behind getting circumcised.
that too. Yeah.
It's just a no stress situation. Sit
Truly.
down,
Yep.
you're like, foreskin, take it off, baby.
No other part I got to worry about.
Yeah,
you know.
but circus skills.
circus skills because like next year I have like stupid long. I have a math class. Fuck math. That's
Yeah.
stupid.
What math class?
Some dumb psychology math class.
Oh no.
My advisor's listening. My advisor's the one who's gonna be teaching it. It's not dumb. I like it. Numbers, multiplication.
The
But yeah.
thought of numbers.
Raj,
What's up?
on that topic, should I be afraid because I'm taking intro to psych?
Oh, yeah, most definitely be afraid.
Okay.
That was that is the first hardest class I'd ever taken here,
Ooh.
and it's still the hardest. And only, well, to be fair,
To be fair.
I'm a dumbass.
I was gonna say, to be fair, you haven't taken circus skills yet.
That is true. I don't pay attention in class, but this is pre-Raj, like, runs around for his class instead of sitting down and listening. So I, like, sat there, and I used to study, like, for tests and stuff, and it was the only class that came close to very much failing. Yikes. And I only passed it with, like, a B-.
Okay, because, like, I'm, like, a really super mega tryhard.
You know, you're gonna be fine. I believe you're gonna be completely okay.
Just still, intro to psych sounds scary.
Intro to psych, it's
Gotta
just...
take it.
Yeah, I just think, especially you being an art student, it's also, like... It's just gonna be that weird thing in the back of your head. You're like, oh, okay, art, and then I gotta sit down and read 3 books and do an essay.
Yeah, like, because I'm taking anatomy right now, and that shit's fucking done. But science was gonna be my first career. Like, I wanted to be a forensic scientist. So, like, that's kind of just how my brain, that's how my brain works. But I'm very afraid because I haven't taken a psychology class since I was, I haven't taken a psychology class since I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, that's scary.
Being a psych major, I knew I was gonna be a psych major going into college when I was senior person. And then the second semester of that, they were offering me a psych course, and I was like, nah. Don't want it.
I'll do it when I'm in school. I've already decided, so
exactly.
I might as well.
I said if I was going to do this for my career, I don't want to waste time in high school doing this.
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to teach me? Psychology? They're going to prep me for college? No. I don't want that.
I'm also joined by Morgan Williamson. Oh.
Hello.
A big swig for all of our audience.
Yeah,
drinkers
I'm
out
drinking
there.
non-alcoholic rosé right now out of a mug.
Welch's.
Wait, dude, that's fucking crazy. That bottle? What?
Yeah.
That's bad shit.
For those out there, I'm sure that you might have seen, they're at the supermarket all the time, but it's the sparkling Welch's,
Just you sipping that from the bottle itself, like it looks like an actual champagne bottle.
I'm gonna be a wine mom, Raj.
Funniest fucking imagery
you're
right
practicing for wine mom status, but non-alcoholically? Okay, that's pretty good.
I've always wanted to have a white women wine moment when it's like, I don't know, I just want my kid to come up to me and he's like, I beat the shit out of 3 kids. I'm like, go to your fucking room. And then I'll
sit down with your giant glass of wine and be like,
that, my favorite, like, the big one I really want to do is collapse into my cabinets in the kitchen, slowly drag downward and chug the wine slowly.
Is that a thing that white women do?
Probably.
Dramatically, yes, but it's only when, like, really nothing happens. It's like, fuck, I was 3 minutes late to my appointment.
So my mom is like really active, and she's like, but she's like really active, and she's always doing shit, and like she's also a real lightweight, so she doesn't drink often, and she's not like like a white like book club kind of mom. But when I moved to New York, exactly, I met all sorts of like that kind of mom. Yeah. And you're right, that's what they do, man.
It's crazy.
It's
my
wild.
mom's not a wine mom. She's a Moscow Mule mom.
Oh, she paints potato like in your. I just heard Moscow.
So did you say she paint potatoes?
Yeah, that's what they paint in Russia, right?
Do they have potatoes there?
Isn't that their whole shtick?
No, I think it's like snow.
And
like white people. White. Oh, so like white
I'm
people.
sorry.
Sounds like New York.
Yeah, sounds like New York.
Snow and white people.
Already.
I'm also joined by Katie Suderi.
Hi.
What's up?
That's sad.
Don't know.
Katie not having an answer immediately? Or your rosé being empty?
I'm not rosé.
You offered me a sip of it, and I said no just to sell to Raj that it might have been alcoholic.
Oh, I didn't realize we were playing a prank.
Well, she said
Neither
she wanted
did
to see what Raj
I wanted to see what he said, but I wasn't going to be like, Raj, I'm wine drunk.
We got you. Alcohol exists. Didn't see that one coming, did you?
Really didn't.
He didn't know. He's water only. He thought only water existed.
He had no idea. He was like, why are you guys drinking this bitter water all the time? No. What?
Seltzer water fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Spicy water.
It's like,
Spicy water.
what is it called? White noise in your mouth. That's what it is. It's like straight
gosh,
static.
that's so
That's
funny.
interesting.
It's great, like flavorless Sprite. It's pain.
So, over Thanksgiving, hi Katie, by the way.
Hi.
Yeah.
You're on the podcast.
We're good. She's introduced.
Over Thanksgiving, I partook in some gin.
What?
Yeah. Just a little.
I know, that is pretty big news, right?
No, that's insane
I
news.
know. I was also surprised.
But my sister really likes gin and tonic. And she was like, oh yeah, but like tonic water, like blah, 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 blah. But apparently tonic water has a shit ton of calories.
Yeah, it's like just sugar.
But it tastes like nothing.
I know, which is like, what a waste.
That is a waste.
Just drink Sprite.
Just drink Sprite.
Yeah.
Water.
Or
water.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that too.
Like, I'm pretty sure there's less calories in a ginger ale if you do a gin and tonic than if you do.
I know. I don't understand.
Or a gin and ginger.
Right.
So I drank gin and gingers.
Yeah.
Tonics
and they're so good.
Are so weird. Like
I don't understand.
Just like I don't know. Before I knew it was an alcohol, I played Castlevania a lot as a kid, and there's like you throw a tonic or like you get a tonic and like gives you magic or something.
Doesn't tonic also mean like potion or something?
Yeah.
Like that? Yeah.
So when people were drinking like gin and tonic, I thought there was like some chemicals in
that shit right now.
I'm like, whoa, this shit's real?
Anyways, so the idea of this podcast is that we watch 2 to 4 episodes of Naruto every week, and 2 of us are at least relatively familiar with the show to varying degree.
Yeah.
You know the spoilers.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
And I know just way too much.
Like the fun part is I've fried my brain to the point where there's so many things that I have gaps in when it comes to Naruto.
Yeah.
So I'm also learning.
But I think that's also a cool way to watch it because like you know where it's going. But it's like I don't remember how they got there.
Exactly. There's this one part specifically in these episodes that I was like, all right, I knew this happened, but this is where it happened. And that's what happens with a lot of episodes if you know the spoilers, because now that we're older, we're kind of so close to like Shippuden, and we kind of like associate Naruto.
And that's what most of the memories are from.
It's either Gar versus Rock Lee, or then like that one cool Shippuden moment you rep that everyone else is like, there's like 5 other better moments. So there's that. So Naruto Shippuden has so many staples because of the original Naruto that you're like, oh, this started here. This is when they started calling them that. Like,
There's a lot of like weird shit, especially in these episodes.
It's not a spoiler, but I've been meaning to comment on the word Nindo. Yeah. That shit is weird. It's like, my Nindo, my ninja way. What is jargon?
I did not remember that they had that jargon whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, they've thrown that out a lot.
They do. Yeah. Hinata said it like a bunch, and then Naruto, it's just like, guys.
What does it
mean?
Is that?
I think Miley even said it when we were at that panel.
Yeah.
She was like, that's my Nindo. And I was like, that's a thing?
Nindo is like, so you know, like, Japanese samurai, like the Bushido code shit? Like, it's just like an honor set of like, moral...
Oh, it's real?
Okay. Yeah, like, Nindo... I guess, like, putting it into, like, a realistic aspect, Nindo is just, like, your ninja way. Like, what you gotta do.
Right.
What you gotta do.
But, so Raj and I know some Naruto. These cats... Oh, sorry. You can't see my gestures. Morgan and Katie don't so much.
I think I apologize for calling them cats.
It's a fun...
So did I. I was like,
what about?
I know. I got cats from the jazz kids at this school. They all call each other cats for some reason.
I think that's a jazz thing in life. Not
it's very on brand for...
Jazz cats is like a thing.
But I didn't know they really
but
like
they just
all
say
the
like,
time.
oh, this
you wouldn't
cat.
like
it's mostly Marty, but
that's a lot of jazz people.
Really? In the world?
Mm-hmm. It just feels right, you look at a jazz kid and you go, oh, look at that cool cat. But you don't look at like some punk rocker and go, look at that cool cat. Like, it just doesn't feel right coming out.
Yeah. Like, look at that cool cat.
He's like chugging meth.
And then you look and it's actually a cat.
Oh, punk rocker cat.
With like spikes.
Yeah.
It's such like a tropey gimmick that when you do like a punk costume, it's a leather jacket with spikes.
Yeah, I met somebody who was doing a punk rock thing, and I was like, "Hey, that's a really cool outfit." Like, because it was like a full ass punk rock thing. I was like, "That's crazy," and they were like, "Yeah, I had to go to the pet store to get this spiked collar." And I was like, "Interesting. That wasn't a red flag for you at all."
I think what the future of what we wear should be is. Kingdom Hearts?
Hell yeah.
I want Kingdom Hearts outfits. I want big
baggy
and humongous chains. So many locks and chains. That's all I need.
Is everybody going to carry around a Keyblade?
Yeah.
Oh, because you have locks and chains.
Oh, yeah, for the locks on you, you have to carry around a giant key.
Fucking huge
Every time I hear Kingdom Hearts, my heart just immediately is like,
because
it was my ex's favorite video game.
Oof.
Well, the thing is...
that wasn't a red flag?
I don't know video games, so no.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
But now... Yeah.
Look, I'm not your ex, but
you're not.
I'm not. But what I can say is that I as someone who owns all the Kingdom Hearts games and has only gone through one and painstakingly not through Chain of Memories. Fuck that game. Yeah. That series kind of sucks. It's overrated. That's terrifying.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because listen, everything about those games sounds. Are you familiar with them at all?
I think so, but I can't place. Is it the one that's like the Disney? But
so it's Final
Fantasy
meets Disney.
Yeah, it's sexy anime boys in Winnie the Pooh Town.
Yeah,
basically. Okay. And all of the other princesses.
Right.
And it sounds amazing, right? But as it would turn out, it's awful.
And the thing is, when people hear this and they really want to defend Kingdom Hearts and stuff, the first obvious thing that they're gonna say is, Raj, you only played the first one, which isn't, it's like, okay, and then you didn't even finish Chain of Memories, and you didn't play 2, which is the one held in the highest regard.
I played Birth by Sleep and 365 over 2 days, which is the real name of one of those fucking games.
My counter argument to that, it's the same thing with, like, a TV show, everyone's like, oh, the first season kind of sucks, but the next 2 seasons are great. I'm not going to sit through one shit season to get somewhere.
I agree. Like, if you have to... When people say, oh, you have to... Like, fucking Death Stranding. Like, everyone's like, 20 hours in, it gets fun.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not with that.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's really loud. I don't think it's going to be picked up on the microphone, though. Somebody is yelling somewhere. That's so funny, though. It sounds like a pack of...
Well, there's a lot of cars driving by. I think it's someone who got caught doing something.
Drive by.
Or maybe it's the paparazzi, and it's Owen Wilson's back. Owen Wilson was at our school a while ago.
And J-Lo.
We should have gotten them on the podcast.
Oh my God.
Owen, can you say this one thing for us real quick?
Naruto attacks Neji. Wow. Hey, listen, before you listen to this episode out there, listen to the most recent Rio Radio. It came out this past Thursday, and it was us predicting the finals. And in this episode, the finals start. So I really recommend, it's Christmas. You might have a little bit of extra Christmas money or Hanukkah bucks or Kwanzaa cash.
Wherever you celebrate, you probably have money.
Exactly, yeah. And so now...
What did Papa say about the Hanukkah bucks?
Oh, yeah, there's this weird-ass thing at Michael's. That it's this stuffed Jewish Papa. And you squeeze him and he goes, "Oi, don't squeeze me, I'll spitz."
and you can ask him.
Unreal.
You can ask him questions.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like
it's
a
magic...
magic...
Akinator? What the
Yes,
fuck?
yes,
That
it's
is
supposed to be
crazy.
like a magic 8-ball. So I was like, hey, should I go to... Our school had this weird thing called Pancake Madness. It's like a big celebration before finals. And I was like, should I go to Pancake Madness? And he goes, yes, that would be a mitz. I was like, what? Yeah.
You ever use Akinator?
Oh, dude.
It's super fun.
Of course.
Here's a fun little tip for all our people out there. So here's what you do: you open Akinator, right, and you get like one free thing, and you gotta like reload your batch. But open Akinator, and what you want to do is think of your type in like a partner or anything, and you build them up, and then at the end, Akinator will give you the porn star of your dreams, and
Wait,
that is
really?
what you do. Yeah.
That's interesting.
You go in what you want, and then he'll just give you a porn star.
That is an interesting tip.
So if you've been having trouble, because like I was talking to my friends about this.
Yeah, okay.
You ever well, me and my mirror. So it's where you ever just like go through like you hop on porn and then suddenly it's like page 1.
You hop
page,
on the old porns.
Yeah, the old porns. Page 1, and then suddenly you're on page 40, and there's nothing's hitting right.
Yeah.
It's like this is so lame.
It's true.
It's aggressively.
So wouldn't it be better to just know what you want?
Yeah.
And then just have
I've
it be
never
given
thought
to
of that
you?
though. That is actually really
okay, but I
interesting.
feel like that's also very like male oriented.
Oh, most definitely.
Maybe, but
yeah.
I mean,
But I've never tried it.
Or like
Will you
attracted to male oriented or attracted to female oriented.
Well, try out Akinator. You never know.
Try out
Because he
Akinator.
asks,
Yeah.
is it male or female?
Yeah.
So you can get...
If anything, if
feel like
you
it would
identify
work.
as a female or you are a female or whatever, even if you want to just try it, find a really good male porn star and then send it to us.
Yeah.
And I will review all that
I'll
porn
s-
personally.
For the podcast.
For the podcast, of course.
Yeah, but listen, there's 4 episodes of Real Radio now, so it would be a great time. You pay $5, you get all 4 of them, and you get to hear our
and
predictions.
then you get to see the porn that we made.
Exactly.
Also true.
More coming your way.
No, but a lot of our predictions came true this episode.
Yes.
So, I know. Have you seen Naruto for the millionth time?
No, I haven't. I'm just fucking
Your predictions
incredible.
are so accurate. Right, but anyways, the episodes we listened to this week are 60, 61, and 62, the beginning of the finals, and, of course, Naruto's fight against Neji. So, that's right, without any further ado, let's NaruTalk about it. We open in the Chunin Exam's finals arena. The crowd cheers wildly, but the third Hokage, sitting high above the civilians, worries about Sasuke's location.
That bitch is so old.
The third?
Yeah, he looks
Yeah.
like a funkle.
A funkle?
Rewind.
Funky uncle.
He
looks like a
he looks like a fucking ball sack. He's so
Honestly, no, you're not wrong.
Wow.
But imagine like
If
a ball sack.
they messed up
With a body.
they messed up carving the Hokage rock and they just carved someone's ball sack.
They're like,
Like,
oh
oh, fuck.
fuck, we looked at the wrong picture
This
again.
looks a little like me.
Remember when in the first episode of Naruto when Naruto defaces the
Oh, yeah.
monument? What if he just like chiseled out like the third
He just
Hokage
chiseled
into
it
like a
into a
ball
ball
sack? He gives him like Thanos' chin.
Classic ball sack chin. Yeah, he is old. Having heard nothing back from the Anbu team searching for the Uchiha, Raido, who we'll remember is that nameless motherfucker with the scar across his nose. Again,
Nameless
too lazy to just call people the ninja with the scar, you know? Yes, Raido suggests that Sasuke may be lost to Orochimaru's clutches.
Oof.
The third concedes the possibility as the Kaze Kage arrives. Is this the first other Kage we've ever seen?
It's not the first time we've seen him, but it is the first time.
There was that flash with... I forgot about that.
But, but this is, like, the first time we're introduced to him in, like, a Kage setting.
Fancy boy.
Yeah, because...
So fun to say, also.
What?
Kazekage.
Kazekage.
I think it's better than Hokage.
Most definitely. Kazekage sounds
Kazekage
better.
hits so well.
It hits all the sounds in my mouth. It does. Kazekage. Yeah, all of them.
Mouth sounds. A classic segment on Naruto.
Does it hit all the sounds? It doesn't for me.
Kazekage.
It does for me.
Hokage. Like,
Hokage
swoosh
doesn't
the
hit
Z.
any.
No.
Like, Kazekage.
But it's still not hitting the sound.
Wait, Kazekage.
Okay, let me give you the other one. What about...
Oh, yes, Kazekage. Pleasure to have you here.
Kazekage.
Look, he's about to grow up.
And the third Hokage loves mouth sounds, and that's why they're bickering, because he sees him, he's like, Kazekage.
You told you how to call me. My name is Greg. Come on.
Greg doesn't hit any of the mouth sounds. I'm so sorry, Kazekage. Right. Well, the Kazekage, he shows up. He's got 2 guards. Weird-looking motherfuckers, too.
Yeah.
More face paint, just like Kankuro. So I guess that's just a thing in the Sand Village. But they come, and the Kazekage sits next to the third. They're in their, like, little skybox or whatever. Gaara, from the arena, they make a point to show he's glaring at the Kazekage. And
Granted, he glares at everybody.
Yeah, it was.
Take
this one if out. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have.
The thing is, when I don't drink enough water, so I don't know. I told people that my nervous system is failing constantly.
Right.
So when I laugh too much, or if I just don't hydrate, everything becomes staticky everywhere.
Yeah. So stay hydrated, and maybe
to a doctor.
Maybe see a doctor.
No, I mean, like I kind of have, but it's just kind of. It's just one of those things where it could be a million things and also no one knows what's happening. Yeah. My body is like the weirdest failing thing right now.
You should be studied. You could get paid a lot of money.
No, I really want to be studied, but like I kind of want to have like
go to an actual college and be like study me.
An actual college, that's fair.
The problem is that I think if I get studied with someone like when I go right and they
when
do
you go, so
when
you're
I do
going to.
It's happening.
And they do an autopsy of my body, I feel like they're just gonna be
so
like.
this
I don't mean when you're
death.
dead. I mean now.
Oh no, I meant like death. Yeah.
No, I meant like now because you could go to like medical students and get studied.
Well, no, that's the point. I want to be as failing as possible to become
Which
like
is to say dead.
Yeah.
That's as failing as you can get.
So like when I'm dead, and then they're gonna open my body and be like, well, that bone just kind of a little too much to the left there, and he clicks in. Suddenly, like I become rejuvenated.
You
and
sit back
up.
up.
I'm like,
fuck,
whoa! I bet God, he was wearing Timbs. It was crazy.
Whoa.
What
if Raj's god is wearing Timbs, but mine's wearing like Uggs?
Could be. Do you think everybody's god wears different shoes? Other than that, they're the same, but they just wear different shoes.
That's how you know which neighborhood they're
exactly.
from. My queen's god isn't the same as your Albany god.
Right. So Gaara's really, it makes a point to show that he's glaring at the Kazekage. And then the Kazekage sort of, he teases the third. He's like, hey man, you're so old that if these exams were in my village, then you wouldn't have been able to make it there because you look like a ball sack.
Thank you. He pointed at me when he said that. It made eye contact.
I didn't mean that you look like a ball. I meant because
listen, I get it. I look like a ball sack. It's fine.
No, but he's like, maybe it's about time you think of who's going to replace you. And it's like, very clearly a weird veiled threat, you know? But the third Hokage laughs it off, and he's like, "Oh, I have plenty of life left." Ho, ho, ho.
That's such a sus statement to be like, "Who's gonna replace you, buddy?"
I know. No, it's what is gonna happen? Oh, right, because the Sand Village is gonna attack the Leaf. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about that until this moment.
It's a pretty. It's one of those like overarching things where I think we shouldn't really care about yet until it gets to a point where it's.
I care about it always.
The Sand Village is
yes.
attack. Okay, it's keeping you up at night.
That's the same energy as me when I think about heat death. Just no matter what I do in life, I just constantly go, yeah, no, she did just break up with me, but heat death's coming, guys. We should worry about this.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good to focus on the big picture.
Yeah,
and,
big picture.
Yeah.
Isn't there a song?
I don't know.
There probably is a song. The way it was.
I like how I didn't specify. I said, "Isn't there a song?"
I mean, out there is a song.
No matter what you say, there's always a song with everything and anything.
Yeah.
There's kind of an overwhelming amount of music out there, and it kind of freaks me out a lot.
Speaking of music, I don't really use Spotify, except every once in a while if I listen back to a NaruTalk
episode.
episode.
Spotify Rap came out.
So my entire Spotify Rap is just NaruTalk, because I use Amazon Music.
Yeah.
So it's literally just NaruTalk.
Which is actually a cool little segue. Spotify Rap just happened for the year of 2019. They give you your Spotify statistics for what you've been listening to the most and what's like your popular shit, whatever. And a lot of people have been sending us that they've been listening to NaruTalk.
Yeah, it actually has been really cool.
That's awesome, and that like blows my fucking mind.
So many
Thank
minutes
you.
of Naruto.
Dude, I didn't realize we recorded for that many minutes. Like, people are saying, like,
ton.
thousands of minutes, and I'm like,
No,
what?
we record for even more minutes because you edit a lot of the minutes out.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. And Rio Radios, too.
Yeah.
We should drop an episode where we just have all the cut
Everything
minutes,
cut?
but it's just like us talking between ourselves and like dead noise.
I'll try.
For 10 hours.
And me having mini strokes.
Edit
and,
together conversation. Yeah, well, it's mostly pauses, but there's a lot of like ums and buts and stuff. So I could put those all together. Yeah, it would be like but which?
Oh my god, make a remix. A NaruTalk remix.
Well,
for-
Raj, you know Audacity now.
I know Audacity. I
I'll
can do
sleeve
that
the
now.
outtakes, and you can make
Fire,
make a track. mix it with Persona 3 music.
but which?
I could so do that. Just but which, and then we just talk about guys need water.
Like
Bathroom.
And the door like cracks.
Wow,
Yeah.
even that was just so beautiful.
Bathroom.
Bathroom.
Yeah, it's good. Right. So the Hokage gets up and he walks to the edge of the thing, and he's like, he announces to the audience, he's like, hey, this is it. This is the finals. It's time for the finals. Please don't leave the arena before they're over. Weird. I thought that he said that. I don't know why I thought that was weird, but I did.
Because they're gonna kill all of them in the arena.
Oh, that was a sound.
Yeah, you went.
That is a really scary sound that came out of my throat that I didn't mean
You know
to
what's a hard sound to convey when you want? Okay, so there was
Kazekage.
Kazekage.
No, I said Kazekage.
Oh, right. But what's that?
Today was actually technically supposed to be my last day at the daycare.
Oh,
but,
shit.
my boss came up to me and was like, Raj, when is your last day? And I was like, I don't really know, to be honest. She's like, well, why? And then she's like, can you come back to me? And I was like, sure. Are you asking me to come in next week? She's like, could you? And I was like,
So you just conned your way into a longer job?
Well, not like, yeah, so now I have to go 2 more days, Monday and Thursday. Next time I record would be my last day.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and I got my last evaluation for the daycare, and I fucking flying colors. And and the teacher was like, "Hey, have you like considered working here? I'll put in like a recommendation.
Yes.
Like I want you here. You're like
so
really
good for you."
passionate." So hopefully I get hired.
Dude,
Yeah.
But
that's
um,
fire.
Does that
Where's
mean
this
you'd
going?
just be doing the same thing but paid?
Exactly.
Wait,
That'd be
that's so
incredible.
exciting.
Right? There's just no difference.
Yeah, and you've got like you've got the routine.
I got
and
the
you know
routine,
these
and I
kids.
know the kids.
Oh my god! When I was home, one of my like not like a close friend, but like a friend of a friend or whatever, he was like, I don't know, we were standing around doing something, and he looks at me and he was like, "I'm God now." Get it, like that girl from your podcast? And I was like, "What? What? You're referencing Raj's daycare stories at me? What the fuck is going on?"
Wow.
But yeah,
That's
this
incredible.
kid built a magnet tower, but it was just one like solid tower, and its purpose was to house alligators, but stacked up all the way to the top.
That sounds like it would terrify you.
Right, freaky.
Yeah.
But I went up to them as a joke. I went, I'm gonna knock the building down, and they were like, no, don't be a bear. And then the other kid was like, don't be a Godzilla, and don't be a scary. Like they just couldn't pin down what a
Right.
generic could be.
Bear, Godzilla.
So to answer their questions, I knocked down their tower. And I walked away.
Wait, was there a question? Because you started it with saying, you know what's a really hard sound to portray?
Oh yeah, what the hell
Oh, the
was this?
grrr. That sound.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it all ties
So
together.
can't you just go, grrr?
Well, no. See, if he had done the grr sound, if he had done it perfectly, they would have known instantly what he was.
Exactly.
It wouldn't have been bear, Godzilla. It would have been
Well, what were you supposed to be?
Raj.
I just want to take down the tower.
yeah.
Oh wait, that sounds terrible.
I was gonna say he was trying to sound like two planes simultaneously.
Oh my god, that sounds awful. I was okay in my head.
I also really said he was trying to be Raj right before you said that.
Yeah.
So now I sound like a dick too.
In my head, I knew where this is going, and I tried to dance around, and I just
I think context will save us here.
Oh man, we're gonna end up
my
on a
God.
fucking.
You have a lot of power now that you edit this. Like it's crazy.
I'll just
You
edit
can
out the
cancel
9.
us immediately.
I'll just edit the 9/11 part. But do you think people didn't know what we were dancing around?
Do you think people forgot about 9/11? Never forget.
That's part of the slogan. Come on. Slogan.
Fuck, that's so fun.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I'm afraid to say any words.
Keep me out of this. Right. So, in the arena below, the new proctor, whose name, which we never hear in the episodes, but which is
I went for the water bottle.
Right as I picked it up, and he looked at me like I killed somebody.
Look at my
I
water.
picked it up and he looked at me and he went.
I was so
For
shocked.
those listening, he opened his mouth as wide as ever and just.
My jaw became unhinged.
He went full snake or
Orochimaru looking
Godzilla.
at.
Oh yes. Oh Oh my god, when Morgan and I were driving home, do you ever look at the back of trucks and they look like faces, you know?
Yeah.
There was this one truck that I swear to God, it had like high cheekbones, deep set eyes with like mascara, like no eyebrows, a snake nose, and we were both like, because like you don't want to talk about Naruto outside the podcast, you know, because like we talk about it so much.
Strangers.
Exactly.
Oh,
but
I think I should
both
tell
of
that
us,
story.
it was like,
You should.
it looks like a.
And then I was like, it looks like Orochimaru.
Yeah.
And the kid in the backseat was like, are you talking about Naruto? And I was
no.
But speaking of trucks, actually, when I was home for Thanksgiving, I for the first time saw like the most on my block too, which is kind of like there's no like big political affiliation there. No one really does anything locally. But it was like I sent it to the group chat. It was like the most decked out Trump truck possible.
No.
It was
in the middle of fucking Queens.
Yeah, it was insane. There was like flags and stickers and like it was fucking insane. I just couldn't imagine. And suddenly, like my block was really active. It was a really sunny day and everyone was around and like gardening and being white and shit or whatever. But then suddenly I had to turn as a person of color. I had to turn around. It was kind of like some weird Mr. Robot moment where I had to contextualize every person individually and go, which one of you?
Yeah, who's the threat?
Who is the threat to this community right now? And all you see, and everyone just looks so normal, like just white guy hosing his lawn, kids playing, a cat, a dog. What if it's a dog? I don't know.
The dog runs the truck.
Speaking of Liam and I's ride home.
Okay, sure.
You guys rode home?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I rode home.
Cool.
So from where we are, it should take me approximately 2.5 hours to get Liam home.
Yeah.
It took 5.
Yeah, we
and
got
to get
stuck in
to
this
my
crazy
house,
traffic.
it should take 4.5, and it took 7 hours.
And so like halfway into like pretty shortly into our ride because we were stuck in traffic and stuff. I was like, yo, I really have to pee, but we were in traffic, so I was like, honestly, I can run out of the car, pee on the side of the road, and I'll run back in, and you don't even have to stop because you're in traffic. But we pulled over, right?
Yeah.
We got to this rest stop, and we were driving home with this kid, right? And while he was there, right, of course.
Unless,
but is the camping about?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he peed at the rest stop too, right? And he also got this big ass bottle of soda. And so like 20 minutes later in the car, he didn't even, I don't think he even said that he had to pee.
No.
Right?
No, don't tell me.
Oh yeah.
So we're like out of traffic. We're like maybe, it was like probably like 45 minutes, an hour after we had stopped.
Yeah.
But not that long after he had chugged the entire soda.
Holy
so I'm driving, and I drive on the thruway to go home. I don't know if anybody who lives in New York State is familiar with it, but it's just a really long stretch of basically highway.
Right.
With tolls. And we were on like a bend, and he was like, yo, do you think you could pull over? Because like I really gotta piss.
Oh, he did say it?
Yeah. Okay, and I was like, well, we're on a bend right now, but we can after when I'm on a straight stretch of road, because like I don't want to pull. It was nighttime. I didn't want to pull over in a bend and get hit. So he was like, oh no. You know what? I'll just pee in this bottle.
Oh my
See,
God.
I didn't hear this. All I remember is him saying, all right, it's all done. And he held up this bottle full of piss. And then he
showed you?
Oh yeah, he showed me.
I didn't know that.
He presented me with the bottle. And then he was like, I still have to pee a little more, but this will do me for now.
Wow.
No, he was like, man, I really must have had to pee because I filled that bottle and I still have to pee. And I was like, I can pull over. Please don't pee in my car.
Yeah.
And did you know that he had peed in a bottle at that point? Or did you think it was just like an expression?
No, I knew he did.
Okay, yeah.
Because
peed all over your car seat.
At one point, and I don't think you heard him, but I think you were talking or you were not paying attention. Yeah. I heard him say, man, it really just won't come out.
Oh
my God. I didn't
remember it until I got home. So then I dropped William off. I had 2 more hours to get to Syracuse, and I was like, okay.
How many
Why
more?
would you say that out loud in a stranger's car?
Man, it just won't come out.
Yeah, like, you think it.
Why would you pee a bottle in a stranger's car?
Also true, yeah. But
so
he wanted us to know.
He moved up to the front seat, started listening to aggressive heavy metal screamo.
Oh, he did move to the front?
Yes.
Oh.
And sat and faced me the entire time.
Yeah. Did he pee again, facing you?
He was drumming on the dashboard. He was screaming along to the screamo for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's how.
So yeah, Screamo,
but we did
peeing
see
in bottles,
an
Orochimaru's truck face. That was our little ride home. Anyways, in the Chunin Finals exam arena, the new proctor, it's not our boy Hayate anymore.
R.I.P., bro.
Time he died.
We'll never get closure.
We'll never know why he coughed.
We gotta find his voice actor.
I know.
What's the story?
Did you just have a cold? But the new proctor.
That'd be so funny if that's what he said.
I know, right?
And he was just like, I was just sick.
I mean, he did cough in the manga, but you never know. He could just be sick.
Maybe he just, you know what? He's dedicated to the role.
Exactly, yeah. He got himself sick. It's for the role, yeah. Anyways, the new proctor's name is Genma Shiranui? I don't know. Genma, I'm going to call him.
Genma.
He presents the genin with an adjusted bracket, which accounts for Dosu's death. Shout out to Bobby Ukitsuki in our... Did you see that he changed his name in the Discord to Bobby Ukitsuki / Dosu fanboy?
I love,
It's so
I love that
frustrating
so
because
much.
they still aren't like, oh, Dosu's dead. They're like,
Yeah.
where the fuck did Dosu go?
Well, I don't know. I still don't know if everybody knows that Dosu's
No,
dead.
I don't think anybody
No,
knows.
people
I think
think
they
he
just
just,
know that he's not there.
I think he
think-
just headed home or something.
Yeah, he dropped out because even Naruto was like, I think he just dropped out.
Yeah.
Which is so sad.
And the thing is,
I
because
know.
Give Dosu a funeral!
the Hokage and everyone commented on Sasuke being missing because he was supposed to be there.
Right.
But Dosu, him just not even getting commented on, they were just like,
Well,
alright.
because like Ibiki and Kabuto probably worked to hide it, and so
Yeah.
Orochimaru Kabuto probably like sent the message in, and they were like, "Yo, this guy's withdrawing for like whatever reason, you know."
Yeah.
Fake
no.
suicide note.
Except, so everybody assumes that he dropped out, except for Gaara, who like sort of thinks back and he's like, "Oh yeah, I killed him. So much fun."
It's like knowing a secret that no one else knows.
like,
It's like, ooh, they think he dropped out when I fucking murdered him, you know?
Katie can't relate.
To murdering someone?
No,
What?
to having a secret that nobody else knows. It was a joke.
Oh, because Katie
Katie
tells
says
a lot
it.
of secrets.
I love you.
Oh, yes.
I get it.
Got
Naruto.
it.
Right. Do you have any secrets that you want to tell to the world right now?
I don't.
You can tell them that one thing.
Tell them. Lay it down.
What is that one thing?
I don't know the one thing.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
want to know
know.
it now. What's the one thing?
I don't know what the
Tell
one thing
any
is.
secret right now.
I thought that Morgan was referencing a conversation that I had with just Liam, and I was like, how are you knowing?
I don't know
I
what
think
this
she just
conversation is
died.
either.
No, we've just talked about not like that. I just tell everyone everything, so I don't have any secrets that nobody else knows. But
I didn't.
yeah,
I didn't remember
don't.
this conversation
Yeah,
either, and I'm sure the listeners won't.
No, they won't at all. Form a conversation
Yeah.
for yourself and try to figure out what Katie's thinking about right now.
Oh yes, give us
Okay.
fan theories
Yeah.
on what the fuck
On what
Katie's
Katie's
talking
talking
about.
about.
Because we don't fucking
Yeah.
know.
She doesn't know
Dahlia
either.
Doodles send an Instagram comment that's like, I think Katie meant this.
Because she might be right.
You know what? Your name is Dahlia Doodles. You know
Yeah.
what? You sent in enough words
me
at
what
this
that one
point.
thing is.
You should draw what Katie thinks or something. Or
draw what's going on in Katie's head.
Oh, that's scary.
what that one thing is.
Yeah, what is
Yeah,
the one
she
thing?
What is
can
that
draw-
one
let's
thing?
let's throw some for the artists out there. Let's throw some keywords how to draw Katie. So Android, boom.
Yeah.
Dead
Oh, yeah.
stare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pink.
Pink.
Yep.
Pink.
Anything else?
Caffeine.
Bug eyes.
Yeah, bug eyes like as if you had 10,000 milligrams of
Oh
caffeine.
yeah, always on a
Yeah.
caffeine high.
Oh, yeah.
What else? Stuffed animals.
yeah.
Alright.
Live, laugh, love, and then so go crazy with that.
Yeah.
Raj watched me paint stuffed animals the other day. So
I
think
did.
that's
I
what
dude,
keep
the
in
final
mind.
product was beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Honestly, I like that painting a lot.
It's-
Yeah, it's like one of my
I
favorites.
was telling Katie this. I don't have an artist's like mind. I don't really. It's just not a thing I could process. So when
Yeah,
you
yeah.
start off, and you like do the lines and stuff, and you're building like circles and all this shit, and then I just kind of have no idea where the fuck you go, and then
just,
it's
like,
finished.
becomes a thing.
And it's just like in a blink of an eye. How
Yeah.
did you connect to any of that?
Well, that's always like the treat of watching Bob Ross.
Exactly.
Is that he just like throws shit on.
It's really funny though
Yeah.
because having lived with Katie, I'm also a painter, but not a drawing painting major. She paints so fucking fast.
Yeah, I really do.
I
Yeah,
paint
compared
fast.
to other people
like
in my
I
major, too.
painted like a portrait.
what a flex, Katie.
yeah.
No,
It's really a good
just,
thing.
it's not just Morgan. It's everyone in the program.
Someone say,
Not,
I'm
it's not
either
necessarily a
conservatory.
good thing. It's just
She-
because like I don't know, rushing, but like
you're
no,
fucking
like
on caffeine.
she is just
She's
she
trembling while she's
she
shaking.
renders so fast, and like I can paint fast, but I usually don't just because I want to take my time. But like
Yeah.
I'll be like doing something, and she'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna start a painting," and then I'll like turn around in like 20 minutes. She's like, "Oh, I think it's done," and I'm like, "What the?"
You gotta get your work done though. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm sure Raj could do a psych in like 10 minutes.
Oh no, I've
Do a
been
solid
working on
psych.
a psych final for the past 5 days straight.
No,
Yeah.
do a solid psych in like 5 minutes.
What is a psych?
A solid.
What's a solid psych?
Hey,
There's a game
you're
called
ugly.
Psych that's really
Psych, you're beautiful.
Aw,
That's
that
funny.
was a solid psych.
That's very funny.
Raj.
Although
another
I
10
won't lie,
minutes.
when you said just the ugly part, my heart broke a little bit.
That's the thing, is he fucks with your mind.
That was a solid psych. I got psyched pretty hard.
Went to the brain.
Yeah. Okay, back to the show. Naruto wonders what will happen if Sasuke doesn't show up, because remember, he's not. While Sakura wonders...
If you wonder, he's not.
Right. And Sakura up above, she's like, oh, and also he was gone from the hospital. I wonder why that happened. Genma informs them all that if Sasuke doesn't show up by the time it's his match, then it's an automatic
Which is so
forfeit.
stupid, because they were about to not let Naruto in.
Yeah, but Sasuke's like,
Yeah.
that's like
Sasuke.
Sasuke's
he's a main
Sasuke.
attraction.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Well, he's like the last.
Well, that's the thing. When
so bad people want to see him probably.
The really shit episode before this one, when Naruto's following the two people behind the crowd, they were like, oh yeah, they have Sasuke and Gaara and Neji, and then Neji's gonna beat the shit out of this random kid. Yeah. It's like, and they were really excited. Like, you're gonna fucking see this. I know.
Yeah, everyone wanted to see Naruto die. But when they talk about Sasuke, Gaara remembers that he went out during the month-long break. He was like, oh, I have to remind myself why I'm alive.
All right, edgelord. Like,
very much so. But he went because he went to that cliff that we saw Sasuke and Kakashi at. Yeah. And we just see him like spying on them. He makes a little eyeball out of sand, and it's like Sasuke's really tired, and Kakashi's like, "Oh, give it one more shot," and then it cuts away from that.
That footage of the sand eyeball was really fucking good.
It really was, right? It was cut so freakily.
Have you ever seen Requiem for a Dream?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, so you know like the random like 4-minute scenes where they're just partying kind of silently to techno music? Yeah. It's just like that. It's so good.
The camera in this episode was crazy. It kept moving all over the place. Yeah. So Gaara is like trembling in the arena, and Ibiki is like, I told him not to raise more suspicion, but I bet he murdered Sasuke.
It's like, I told him to stop, but I think he killed that kid.
This kid and the fucking murders all the time.
All the murders.
Genma lays down the rules for the finals, which are, it's just the prelims again. The matches continue until one of the contestants is debilitated, killed, or concedes defeat, but Genma retains the right to like step in and intervene if
which they won't.
He has to.
He's like a Dai.
They didn't do it in the prelims. They're not going to do it in the finals.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
Like a Dai Hayate, bro.
What?
Hayate?
Hayate?
Yeah. And like his stupid gimmick is that he has like, a straw in his mouth. Yeah, it's like,
what the fuck is up with the toothpick?
Go back to coffee, bro. Maybe sneeze every once in a while.
Well, he'll get a splinter in his throat, and then he'll be coughing from the toothpick.
One time, my dad fell asleep with a toothpick in his mouth.
Oh my god.
Did he swallow it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because my mom was like, excuse me?
Yeah, that's horrifying.
What the fuck? Wake up.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
I went to sleep with a bunch of cheese puffs in my mouth last night.
And?
That's the most inspiring thing I think you've ever said, Raj.
Thank you.
I used to eat M&Ms before bed every night. And like I would exactly. I had like a cup of M&Ms this one time, and I was eating them all, and then when I woke up, my entire bed was covered in like, because I guess I had fallen asleep with them in my mouth and then kind of drooled a little bit, and my bed was just rainbow colored.
One of the grossest feelings is when you wake up in the morning after you ate a lot of shit at night, and then you have to go brush your teeth and you spit out, and it's like, that's Oreo dust in my saliva. Like,
you're brushing off like layers as you brush.
But I had a bunch of cheese puffs in my mouth because I kind of passed out last night mid eating them. And in my sleep, I moved my head around so much, I manually grinded them to like dust.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
I mean, you're so powerful.
I remember that one of our friends here just sleeps with like 20 bags of chips in his bed, and he just like rolls over, and I hear crinkling plastic, and I'm like,
I really hate that.
Yeah, that sucks a lot.
Yeah, that sounds immensely uncomfortable.
Yeah, although, I was like,
I kind of I curl up on my bed, and then I mean like when I sleep I kick violently.
Yeah.
But to go to bed I like curl up really small, so oftentimes I'll just spread out things everywhere on my bed except for one little tiny spot for me.
I used to do that when I was a child and didn't feel like cleaning my room, so I just
put
all my dirty clothes on my bed underneath my comforter and sleep on top of my comforter in a tiny ball on one side of my bed.
And then it's like a game in the morning because I sleep so violently that I have to find where I like punched and kicked everything. Yeah.
That's scary.
As a kid, I used to sleep and then wake up, but on the other side of the bed. Like I'd be flipped around. Yeah. I never got that. Why did I do that?
But like that kind of shit still happens to me.
No, yeah, and it's freaky.
It's a big problem. Like if I have somebody over, I have to like I don't always I don't want to be like, oh, can you go home? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like, listen, I don't want to kick you. Yeah. But I'm going to. You know?
That's what I do is if I have someone in my bed, I lock their neck with my arm so they're like an anchor.
Yeah.
So if
you can't thrash.
Yeah, I can't thrash. They like have, but the downside to that is I wake up with a numb arm and it's dead completely.
Right.
Yeah.
And it flops around like a whip.
Better.
I can control how I sleep, which I can.
The speed and
force
tempo.
myself to. I can force myself to stay in one position, and it started when I got my first tattoo. Because when you first get a tattoo, you either have to sleep with it covered or you have to be really careful to not let it touch the sheets.
Right.
Because if it oozes, it can get stuck and then it can like strip the ink.
Yeah.
So I had to sleep with my arms straight out and like couldn't turn.
And so it's just...
So I learned how to sleep in one position.
I've always wondered, how do pregnant people sleep?
Usually on their side.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
I never
because
thought about that.
listen, I've been getting like disturbingly into Star Wars again. There's like two things that
I thought you were
like
gonna say into getting pregnant.
no, there's like two things that like hit me in the nostalgia, and it's Naruto and Star Wars.
And pregnant women?
Yeah.
That's enough.
No, I think about Padme's like pedophilia a lot.
Exactly. No, I'm reading the books now because I'm fucking obsessed.
Yeah.
And I'm on if anyone knows Star Wars, I'm reading Heir to the Empire, and Leia's pregnant, like really pregnant, and I keep being like, how does she sleep with like the Force? Does she have to like hold herself still or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You know what I think about
they
is
sleep on their side. Well, because obviously you can't lay on your stomach.
Well, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like, you can lay on your back, but it's so uncomfortable because of the weight.
That's what I was
So a
thinking.
lot of pregnant women, they have a pillow specifically made for pregnant women that you weave yourself into, and it, like, supports the
like a
bump.
cocoon. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That's
No.
crazy.
You know
So
what
that's why pregnant women don't sleep, is because they can't, because it's so uncomfortable.
Right.
Talking about falling
that
on your
sucks.
Yeah.
face stuff.
Can't wait to get pregnant.
But you know what always bothered me? You know when someone like gets
Pregnant
stabbed
women.
with the I hope not. But when they get stabbed with a
Stabbed
fucking
with a
sword,
Yeah.
and it's like from front facing, right? And then they kind of collapse on their knees and then downward.
Yeah, and the sword goes like further in.
Yeah, but in like media, they never portray the sword going further in.
Dude, that's something that always deeply disturbs me.
Yeah,
When
it-
someone gets stabbed through it and then they like fall, and I'm like, oh, because it
Yeah,
would be like,
right. Like it goes in deeper,
Going
but
through,
they
yeah.
never like even if you landed on your side of the curve, it's gonna like cut slightly
yeah,
to the left
oh
or something.
man, it would. Ugh, it's really gross to be
Yeah.
honest. Back to Naruto. Everyone is so we're in the arena, and then everyone except Naruto and Neji are instructed to clear it. Kiba and Hinata then they show up because we remember they were running a little bit late, and they find seats, and Hinata's all worried for her crush.
Shout out their street clothing. I really like their designs.
Me too.
Yeah,
I
Kiba
love-
especially,
yeah.
really a lot better than his like.
I
outfit
fucking love Ino's little, like, workwear with her little
I
bun.
love that.
I was like, go off, queen!
I know.
Yes, we love a working woman!
I know. Is she wearing like her flower shop
Yeah, I
clothes
think
too?
so.
It's so good.
Yeah, Sakura still came in her outfit.
Sakura owns one outfit.
Yeah. Well,
it's your
you
day
know.
off.
We heard her mom talk. She definitely owns the same outfit in various.
Yeah,
like,
she bought the same fucking.
Like it's not you fighting to the death, okay? Pop out with a nice shirt.
I know,
or
just
something.
like come on, dress up a little bit. Speaking of Ino and Sakura, Ino criticizes Sakura because Sakura's just sitting there and she's like, "Oh, Sasuke, blah, 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 blah." And Ino's like, "Buddy, your other teammate is fighting right now." So Sakura, she flips
The better one.
She flips the mood, low key, but yeah.
The present one. That's kind of the
at the
problem
very
there.
least.
Yeah.
And
He's the
Sakura's
better
like,
one, but he's the only one.
"Oh yeah, I love Naruto." And then Ino's like, and actually kind of everybody in the arena is like, Naruto's gonna die. 'Cause
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, Neji's gonna shut him down instantly. But Kiba, of all people, is like, actually, Naruto kind of fucked my matchup with that like fart trick. So I bet he's gonna pull something out crazy this round too. And then Akamaru whimpers, scared. Scaredly. I don't know. But Kiba turns around to see what Akamaru is whimpering about, and there's this Anbu Black Ops standing behind everyone.
wearing a cat mask.
The Anbu. That's
their gimmick.
I think we've seen them before.
Not in masks. I never saw them in masks.
They all. You might have just never noticed, but yeah, they all wear like dog and cat masks.
Yeah.
I want to know why that is culturally.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Because
a reason.
it's definitely a cultural thing.
Yeah,
Because
I
don't think they were
guarantee
just
you
like.
someone's gonna write in and be like,
yeah.
"This is."
Yeah.
Because I saw it and I was like, that's really interesting. I want to know why
Yeah.
that's like a cultural thing that Anbu Black Ops would
I can't
have
wait for the email.
animal masks.
You know,
Yeah.
animals are held to like a much higher regard
Yeah.
in like the cultures over there instead of us. We kind of just have them and put them in a zoo and shit.
Yeah, if you could hear my typing, I'm looking up why they wear animal masks. This doesn't give an answer. It just says to distinguish themselves from normal shinobi. That's just why they wear masks in
It
general.
looks cool.
It does look cool, to be
Yeah.
fair. But yeah, there's an
Fucking,
Anbu.
it's like something out of a horror movie, like the black robe
Yeah.
outfit.
Yeah.
Well, it's a cool look for because they're like
They're the ninja.
Yeah,
Like, they're
well,
stealth as
exactly,
fuck,
yeah. Because it's like the squads go out and do missions. The
They're
Anbu
like
do
the
the dirty work.
Central Park Rangers. Sorry, I keep making
Yes.
elf references in life.
Oh wow,
And I
don't
can't
know
not.
Elf.
I don't recall that.
I've seen Elf
I don't remember that.
so many times.
Yeah.
Like the Central Park Rangers.
I
When Santa comes to New York City and Buddy has to save him,
I
and
don't know
he
Elf.
crashes in Central Park,
I can tell
and the
you're being
Central Park
passionate about
Rangers
this, though.
chase him down because they don't want him there.
Yes.
I feel
Because
like,
they're on the naughty list.
Okay.
Okay.
Suddenly I'm 7 again. I'm in my home. I hate this
watched
feeling.
Elf like multiple times every Christmas since I was born.
That's your
Wow.
Christmas
And I don't
go-to
even, I don't
movie?
think when did it come out? Definitely after I was born.
That's your
That's your go-to Christmas movie.
No, it's not. But I've
But
seen it
you
so many
just
times.
see-
Because
What is your
when you're in
Christmas
high school, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Valid.
But yeah, when you're in high school.
But
they
when you're in high
play it.
school, every like the class before winter break, they're like, I don't want to do things. We're gonna watch Elf.
Yeah.
And it's always Elf.
You guys got Elf? What did
Always.
You get? What? We got what was it?
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Wait, no, actually we got Tokyo Drift one year. That was it was gym class. And he was like, I don't want you guys lifting weights. Let's just watch this fucking sick-ass movie.
Pumped up the same way.
No, he was, bro. He was just like, this is the sickest shit I've ever seen ever. Look at all these cars. Look at these muscles.
Muscles!
If you guys know the theme song Tokyo Drift, he was singing along, and he's like a 45-year-old man with a gorgeous voice, but he was just
He definitely like goes home
With
to
a
his
voice.
cat and gets like a beer, and he's like singing along, and he's like,
Yeah, a beer in one hand, a dumbbell in the other, and he's
No,
like,
cat.
Tokyo Drift.
Cat in the other.
I thought the cat would
Beer.
be like...
I think
cat in the lap, dumbbell in one hand,
There it
beer
is.
in the other.
being able to sing and having a really good voice and your predominant like career isn't around that is kind of an insane flex. Because this gym teacher, absolute legend of mine, I love him so much. But senior year when we were practicing for our graduation, my school has like an anthem, and suddenly you just see this guy and he pops up and he's like, all right, I'm going to sing it to you first, and then you're going to sing it back with me, okay?
That's
and he
so
goes.
cute.
Yeah.
And it was fucking crazy.
That's
this
awesome.
man was giving the ballad of the generation.
No, I really agree with you because I think that, and like, you know, feel free to disagree, but I really think that some people are born with good voices and they can train to make them great. Some people are born with bad voices and they can work as hard as they want to, but the best they can ever be is good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like, I have trained so much to be able to sing, and my voice is never going to be better than good. You know what I mean? And there are some
I
people
feel that,
who just walk in somewhere and they can like fucking like knock you on the floor.
So many people in this campus here.
Well, exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And so it is. I'm always, whenever I see somebody who is like a natural born singer and they don't fucking practice or they don't train their voice, I'm like, you have no idea the time I have put in to come close to anywhere near you, and you just are squandering it. Yeah. I agree with you very
Or
much.
people that are like have really good voices, but then don't care for them.
Exactly.
And they're like, I don't know, I smoke like 3 joints a day, and like then I start smoking cigarettes, and like I don't ever drink.
I like how you're looking at me when you say that.
And no, but like they don't drink water, and they don't like they just and they.
Well,
You do drink water.
Yeah, I do drink water.
That's all you
You're
drink.
just describing me at this point. Just say
Except
it.
the water part.
Raj, what I'm saying is you have a beautiful voice.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
thank you.
either way, this would be a compliment.
Yeah.
But like, and they don't care for it. Like,
Yeah.
I did voice lessons for like a hot second, and like gave up because I was like, I don't really care.
Sure.
But like how I like work on my voice is just caring for it and like learning how to use it. So
Yeah,
like
and
I
some people
scream
just
and I'm really loud, but I know
trash
where
that
to
shit,
place
man.
it,
Yeah.
and I'm like, shut the.
It's very frustrating.
I've always been into music as a kid, and my voice kind of sucks when it comes to like singing objectively. But it's just
I've heard you sing "When the Moon Hits Your Eye" like a baby. So
that's a special one.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say "That's Amore."
That's amore.
That's a special one.
That's a special one. But what I've always been like this like a apocalyptic handicap thing where I know that I've always banked on the fact that in the future there's always just gonna be something to help me sound at least okay. And with the current trend of like, and like that's why when a lot of people shit on the current state of music, it's kind of just made me hopeful when they're like, this 17-year-old kid who sounds like absolute trash is getting millions of plays on Billboard and stuff. I just go,
It sounds like my chance.
exactly. I'm like, oh, so there's a chance. And then every time you hear the story, it's like this person is literally saying the same 2 words, or oh, this person doesn't even use real instruments. It's just, it constantly gives me hope that at this point, somewhere along the line, I'll be able to fit in my own piece of that.
Yeah.
And then people could just
Like
build
that track
off me.
you made. That was pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah, honestly.
That's it's actually gonna be on the album. That's like official. I've shown so many people and they're fucking loving that.
Very nice.
And I've worked actually over Thanksgiving break. What I did was I worked on a presentation the whole time, and I got really high every single day. And I would work on music, and I've made so much fucking music.
Yeah.
And now it's like becoming a reality. Like people are coming to me, and like I'm reaching out to people.
Yeah,
and
to
want
help
do
with
videos and
it.
stuff,
Yeah.
and it's insane. I already have like great marketing ideas for this.
Very
It's
nice.
fucking
Very
crazy.
nice.
I think it's so important to do things even if you're not necessarily good at them, just because you enjoy doing them and are passionate about them.
No, definitely.
yeah.
There's just
Like
it's
people,
so fun.
people who look down upon people are like, well, they can't really sing, but they like are always the first to go up at karaoke or like
Oh,
really
yeah.
want to
No,
put out music.
fuck
Like
that.
shut
Like,
up
yeah,
and let them
yeah.
live. If it makes
Let
them happy,
people
then
live,
let
exactly.
them do it.
Big time. You know who doesn't like to let people just
I
live?
don't know who.
It's Neji.
Oh,
He asks Naruto if he has anything to say before their fight. And like before, Naruto just holds out his fist and he's like, I vow to win. Neji activates his Byakugan and notes that Naruto seems more sure of himself than before, but is still certain that Naruto's vow will be impossible to keep. then like the dust around them just like whips up really fast, I guess because the camera is moving so violently around them, but like it knocks all of the fucking people in the arena back, and it doesn't, there's no reason for it, you know? It just happens.
Magic dust.
Yeah, I guess so.
Dust.
Yeah, the dust has excellent dramatic timing. But Genma...
It was Gaara.
Yeah, he was like, I want to see a good fight. Yeah.
He put the sand around them.
Yeah. Genma, and he initiates the match. While Neji and Naruto stare each other down, Hiyashi, who is Hinata and Hanabi's dad, the leader of the main branch, he instructs Hanabi to take careful note of Neji's use of his Kekkei Genkai, which Hiyashi believes is the strongest in the entire Hyuga clan. Kiba worries for Naruto's safety, wondering if Naruto knows not to get too close during the fight. Because that would be...
That would be
Bad
bad.
move.
Yeah.
But it's always, dude, Kiba, like, it's always someone in the fucking, like, audience. He's always got, like, a million things to say.
I know.
Dude, you lost. Shut up.
I know,
like,
yeah, that's very true. Naruto throws out a few kunai, which Neji easily deflects, then rushes forward to attack Neji head on. Dumb move.
Yeah.
I just don't get why people's always go to when it comes to ninja battles is throw a bunch of kunai.
And
And
then
it never works.
Yeah.
Ever.
The go-to is literally throw to stab, run.
Yeah.
Like, why are you rushing them?
And Roger has a good point. I don't think that kunai or shuriken have done anything.
Literally
They're
anything.
fucking ninja.
I'm trying to think. Yeah.
It wasn't until like Senbon when we saw a tool work.
Yeah.
Ten's entire gimmick is tools and she fucking sucks.
Well, yeah, that was just embarrassing.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, she got beat by just a lady riding a fan, just slowly torn.
Terribly. 2 FPS.
I guess is a ninja tool.
The fan?
No.
Yeah.
True.
They did us
Like, hey,
to Photoshop.
why would you bring a kunai to a knife fight? Also, I had a moment over break that I just remembered. My dad, I went to get a tattoo with my sister, and my dad wants to get something in kanji. And I couldn't remember kanji, and I was like, I want to say kunai, but I know that's not right.
Oh boy.
And my dad was like, what? And I was like, it's from Naruto.
Getting a kanji
complicated.
tattoo is so dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well,
especially
do you want to know what he wants to get?
What?
Something love karate.
that.
boy.
Well, you know what? That's fine because people always want to get like the really deep, meaningful
No.
shit, and then you end up like Ariana Grande who has like barbecue. Like,
I think he was gonna also
That
get
is
like
so funny.
anus
yeah,
or something.
that is hilarious.
What barbecue anus did somebody say? This is
He
my
was
mind
gonna-
putting words together.
The tattoo shop that I go to upstate has a full wall of kanji
Okay.
that they can do, with the actual definitions.
Oh, that's fire.
That's good because
Yeah.
So when drunk
Yeah.
people stumble in, like drunk university kids, because it's right next to Syracuse University,
right.
stumble in, they're like, I want it to say love and faith. And
Right.
they put it there. They have a full wall. My dad was finding funny things because there's a lot of funny ones on there, and he
Right.
found anus, and he was like, I'm gonna get that. And it's like,
That would be
That's
kind of
really smart, actually. Just like I don't know, from in the city, like we have halal carts everywhere, and they're kind of always posted. Oh, like ice cream trucks are always posted up outside school because that's such a big fucking moneymaker.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
especially if you go to college, like here, if someone were to open like a legit, valid like tattoo shop, and maybe like, even like a barber shop,
Yeah.
bankrolls. Bankrolls cost.
Oh, yeah.
But it also causes a huge counterculture because since we don't have that here, a lot of people have come to take it on their own to do that thing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
so many people tattoo here and people like cut hair. So
So if there was a shop, it would be
yeah,
like fuck that.
that
Yeah.
shit.
It's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Okay. True. Neji avoids Naruto's attack, by the way, if anyone was wondering. Kiba calls out to criticize Naruto's futile head-on attack strategy, and Naruto demonstrates how useless it really is because he fires off a barrage of punches and Neji blocks all of them.
Naruto.
I know.
Naruto.
Before slamming into Naruto's shoulder with a jab aimed directly at a chakra point. I'm not going to re-explain those. I guess I should.
Points
just
where
quickly.
chakra happens.
Yeah, it's like you have like a network. It's like the veins that carry blood, except it carries chakra.
And there's
there's
dots.
64 central. We learned that later, but there's 64 dots that like control
Yeah,
the
yeah,
flow
yeah.
of chakra, I guess.
And
Yeah.
like Neji's whole gimmick is that he could jab one and turn it off.
he can
It's
see that.
essentially
And you can see
the
them,
ninja
yeah.
version of pressure points.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
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 And like if Neji, the whole gentle fisting that the Hyuga do is they yes, the whole gentle fisting. No, but they jab and they use their chakra to like get in you and hit the point.
So it's like acupuncture.
Or
But
regular
ninja.
fisting. They gently
Because
get
you
in
have
you.
acupuncture, but that's the Senbon needle. But that's like
True.
deadly.
Also
Dude,
deadly.
imagine ninja like acupuncture, like they kind of have you standing in like a wall and they're like, all right, so close your eyes and you just
They-
launch a million Senbon at
Yeah.
you. Be fucking crazy, right?
Well, no, they make like an ice prison around you, just like Haku, and they throw it from all the different mirrors at once.
If Haku wasn't a fucking murderer, easily could have been like a spa salon. Like, that would have been great.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I mean, he still could.
That's true.
Could.
Felons deserve a chance
now,
too.
But
like, how do you make like
Outside of the
steamy
death.
water? You like just take hot water and like ice and throw it together.
are you asking how to make steam?
Yeah.
It's just hot water, bro.
Well, I mean, like if you want to create big steam, like big clouds,
yeah,
you
Big
throw
steam.
ice
Big steam.
and like so like a constant sauna. Haku could do that easily, and then Zabuza has like the water dragons. It'd be like a whole show.
Yeah.
Imagine going to a sauna, but there's fucking water dragons dancing everywhere in the moonlight. That'd be
That would be
crazy.
sick as hell.
That honestly.
You know
would
what
be
is really
sick as
cool?
fuck.
If it's a very cold day outside, you can fill a mug up with like boiling water, and if you throw it up in the air, it all turns into steam before it hits the ground. It's
I tried doing that, but it wasn't cold enough, and I got hot water
just
everywhere.
pour
on my face.
boiling water on yourself.
It was
I'm gonna
crazy.
do that when I go home into the tundra.
It's really cool. It's worth giving it a shot.
And then scald myself.
Yeah, well, possibly. Be
Yeah,
careful.
yeah. Don't throw it up behind you like I did.
Yeah, kids don't try
really
to.
I feel like
confident.
Rob's like, okay, it's right above my head. Now what do I do? I want to look like a dragon.
Right. So luckily Neji.
That's why I did it. I wanted to look like a dragon.
Right. Luckily, Neji misses the chakra point, but he does send Naruto flying back, and Neji predicts that his victory is inevitable. Naruto counters that he was just warming up. He stands and unleashes his Shadow Clone Jutsu, which impresses many of the onlookers. I feel like it's easy to forget, but the Shadow Clone Jutsu is a forbidden jutsu.
Yeah.
That like Naruto had to steal a scroll to learn, you know?
Which is kind of. I feel like no one criticized the Hokage there. And like, how does this
why
kid
did
have
you teach
that?
this kid this move? Like, this is a little fucked. Because Naruto distributes his chakra evenly among the clones, Neji can't figure out which one is real. But Tenten is sure that this won't make a difference, as Neji could win even just through his defense.
Tenten is stupid defined in that clip there.
Yeah.
Like physically?
Like for some reason her animation is so fucking good there. Like she is just like the best artist to have on the team. Drew her.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
And she's the most annoying.
Yeah, and her animation is just so full of life. Like everything she was doing.
She's like, oh my god, and he's gonna fucking lose because Neji's great.
Yeah.
I love Tenten's off-day clothes. We were talking about off-day
Fantastic outfits.
Tenten
Yeah.
looks very good.
If only she wasn't so useless, you know?
I know. If only she could do anything other than just throw a knife. Yeah. Naruto demands to never be counted out. It's his old, he does that all the time. And his clones rush towards Neji. Though the Hyuga avoids most of the attacks, he seems to take a hard kick, but actually he just backflipped out of the way.
I think it'd be a good point. Let's play a drinking game, guys. Every time Naruto mentions he's not going to give up, take a sip.
Yeah, seriously. You would die, actually, very quickly.
Yeah.
I'm already in the ER.
Yeah, just from hearing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my Nindo shot, and you're gone.
Damn it.
Damn it, I'm dead
Ooh.
again.
Damn it.
Send me to
again.
the autopsy at the college.
Fun Rio radio for when we're all 21.
Uh-huh.
Cough, cough, Katie. We should play a Naruto drinking game.
I want to play a Naruto drinking game like now. Katie can officiate.
Speaking of
I'll
drinking game,
tell you who.
here's $1 million idea. I don't think I've told anyone here this, or maybe I haven't. My mind's blanking. But here's $1 million TV show idea I have that I kind of can't do because everyone will hate me. But so you know the show Cops, right?
Yeah.
So you take Cops, right? And so the Cops, it's UPD, University Police Department,
Yeah.
right? Imagine that.
It's a good idea.
Wouldn't it be fucking
I like
crazy?
the idea though that it would be like as high pressure and like crazy as Cops.
Yeah.
But it would just be them walking into a room and it's just like two kids like coolly smoking.
Yeah.
And, like, they like put it down really quickly and they're like, get the fuck on the ground! This is UPD, you son of a bitch!
That's exactly it. Because you go, and my favorite part is we're all so local that it'll be like 3 doors down and like, wait, when did that happen? And you just see like 2 kids just hitting a bong in the room, or not even like someone accidentally set off a fire alarm with their oven. There's like break the door down,
the door,
RPG in their face, like look on the fucking ground.
I would really like to see that shit, like a very high pressure with all the cops, but the kids are just
like and the relatability across all college campuses. Like you'll see 2 kids smoking and they get caught like drinking, and they'll be like, oh, that's so me, because one of the kids are gonna be like, aha, I'm so weird, or they'll have like a mental breakdown or something. That'll be one of the best fucking shows to put on for us.
I think it's a solid
It's really
idea.
funny because I work really closely with UPD for the class that I TA for.
Oh, right.
And I'm often just sitting alone in the conference room
That's
in
scary.
UPD, which is the worst.
That's terrifying, yeah.
Because I'm like, they're gonna arrest me, and I'm like, no, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
some of the one woman that I work with is the best. Like, she's super sweet,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
problematic, like fine.
Sure.
I walked in today and I was like, hey, I'm here to meet with this teacher's name. I don't know if she's in the conference room already.
Uh-huh.
And you know how like if there's an intercom between like the glass window and like an office space, you're supposed to push on the button so you can hear them.
Yeah.
The guy was talking to me, didn't push the button. No
Just
idea
yelling?
what he said.
Oh,
No,
no,
he was just talking. He was
didn't
like,
say anything?
and I was like,
I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't.
That was the first test. You were seeing if you could read lips.
Yeah.
I was like,
Just to get past that trial.
and then I sat down and she came and got me and I was like, hi.
I don't know what he said.
Don't know
It's
what
like
he
that
said.
thing where, like, I don't know. I've never been to like an airport, but like, it's just that weird common feeling where you go through checking. You're like, what if I had like 17 kilos of coke on me right now?
No, it is. It's really scary to go through customs or like any like.
Or like when we were driving and you told me not to get pulled over because you had weed in your backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
also
that's scary.
True. It is
Yeah.
scary.
I said to him, would I get in trouble if you had weed on you? And he was like, no. And I was like, then I don't care.
But it would be awkward,
I
certainly.
think you might get in trouble, would you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't be like, Morgan, put
It's
it in my
Morgan's.
backpack.
Yeah.
I would blame it on the kid who pissed in the bottle.
Exactly.
We're like, it's
Peeing in a bottle. He's definitely on
Clearly
something.
stoned,
Yeah.
So Naruto wonders if Neji can dodge more of his attacks, and he rushes forth once more. But Neji, it's cool. He destroys the clones. He does like an aerial spin and then like 2 jabs, and it's cool. It's cool moves. Naruto wonders if Neji has eyes in the back of his head, while the Hyuga, he lays down a little evil monologue. He's like, my Byakugan shows people's limitations, and I see that you can never become Hokage.
I go see you're circumcised, Naruto.
When Naruto said, I bet he has eyes in the back of his head, I really expected him to part his hair
And he
just
would
be
have eyes in the back of his head.
It's just Byakugan in the back of his head.
No, but that's just how the Byakugan works, you know? And Neji's like, the venerated position of Hokage is reserved only for those chosen by destiny, and no hard work can put you in that path. And then Neji's like...
How does he know Naruto wasn't chosen by destiny? Maybe his
just-
destiny
'cause
was
he
to work
thinks
Because his
so hard.
Byakugan said so.
Yeah, well, because he thinks that Naruto's just the biggest failure in town, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
He doesn't know. He's talking
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, this is his
Yeah.
evil monologue, you know? He's like, every person has their own path that they have to follow unwaveringly, and the only link between all these paths is that everyone's path ends with death. Hiyashi in the...
Dark.
I know, it is, yeah. I mean, he's kind of the bad guy right now, other than, like...
That's like the tone of like this fight. It's clearly like
Neji's the bad
Neji's
guy.
just a little bit angsty,
But
and
it's-
Naruto's like, I
Yeah.
can do this!
Yeah.
And Neji's like, fuck off!
But that's like, it's one of those situations where it's like, you kind of have to understand where Neji's coming from, because
well,
he's
later, especially.
yeah, he's not coming from a place of hatred. He's coming from a place, well, it's like hatred, but it's valid hatred.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Unless you're in the 1%, unless you're up in the stands there,
Oh,
and then it's
God.
like, fuck this guy talking the whole time.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm here to see
You came
bloodshed.
to see a fight!
Yeah. Hiyashi, speaking of the 1%, recognizes the hatred in Neji's eyes, hatred for the main branch, the 1%. While Naruto, he's like, no, I'm great, I can do it. And he creates 100 clones, and as always, he's like, I'll never give up. And that's the end of the episode.
Yep.
Nothing happened.
I was like, I was watching the episode because I forgot that I had something to do this afternoon when I would normally watch the episodes. I was like, shit, I gotta watch them now. And I remember watching the first one, and I was like, did I
Yeah.
fast forward through something?
The only thing that happened in this episode is the fight started.
Like, I really was like, did I miss something? And I went, what is it that when you...
Slid through it.
Oh, like a
Yeah,
track,
like the-
track, or
Yeah,
scrub.
When I scrubbed through it, and I was like, I literally didn't miss any... What?
Yeah, no, it's very much nothing. Episode 61 opens with Iruka at the academy, and he's struggling to focus because it looks like he's kind of like trying to grade papers or something, but he's like, oh, I'm worried about Naruto's safety. And then we get an explanation of who that Anbu was, because we see outside of the arena, and I think it's in the past, like, because you can kind of hear people cheering. So I
Yeah.
think it was when the match was starting, but we see Kabuto kill an Anbu member and steal his mask.
Is this where they're in the trees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you guys notice the light texture on Kabuto? Because it fucking sucked. It was terrible.
Honestly, I didn't
It,
know.
it,
No, I
it
didn't
moved the
notice.
same way. You know Chowder?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
how their textures worked where they move, but
The texture was like solid behind
yeah,
it. Yeah,
that's exactly how it was. It was so
Interesting.
weird.
I mean, I like the look of that in Chowder, but it does sound like it would not
No,
be good.
did
here.
not translate well at all.
Back in the arena, the army of Naruto's charges Neji, who easily avoids and counters their blows. Neji rushes through the crowd of clones, which are exhausted from their futile assault on the Hyuga, and directly towards who he believes is the real Naruto, because there's a Naruto standing like further back than any of the other clones, as if he was, scared to get hit. Neji jabs this Naruto in the chest, causing the boy to cough up blood and the clones around them to disappear. But Naruto laughs. He vanishes because it was a clone. It was a little trick.
What a brilliant little boy.
Yeah! Kiba cheers, and 2 Narutos leap towards Neji from behind, trying to punch him in the face, but
Naruto's blow is stopped mid-air by Neji's chakra, which like rotates around him really quickly and sends the two Narutos flying back. And one of them was the real Naruto, one of them was faking. The clone, does that. Yeah.
Why did so many clones disappear when he hit that one clone? If
I think
that wasn't the real Naruto.
I think Naruto probably like canceled him.
Yeah, it's the imbalance of chakra because once one goes, he kind of starts freaking out, and then you lose.
Oh, see, I figured that Naruto he just made them disappear to trick Neji into thinking that.
Maybe it's all like a big game.
Yeah. To distract him.
What is it? You want to say 5D?
Usually, when the real Naruto gets hit, the clones go because of his chakra.
Right. So that was.
So he was tricking him. Both of.
Okay, valid.
Because
So the two behind. Yeah,
he was like, it was the real Naruto, except it wasn't.
Right. So Neji is left, and do you remember when he was training with Tenten over the past couple episodes? We kept seeing him in a
this is it. Yeah.
He figured it out.
Exactly.
It's a weird little shield.
Right. So Tenten is like, oh, Neji's vision is like almost 360 degrees.
He does have eyes in the back of his head.
Almost, but there's almost 360 degrees. Ooh. As if that will play in later.
Oh.
Some would say only having 359 would kill you.
It could. It just could. If you were, say, tens of episodes from now.
many episodes.
It could be foreshadowing for the future. I don't know. No, Naruto creates.
Don't tell us that.
More. Well, I'm just saying it sounds like foreshadowing. That's all. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's not like
For all I know, he only has 2 eyes.
For all I know.
I love how Katie's input was, don't tell us that.
Don't tell us those things.
Why?
Because I don't want spoilers.
It's Neji. Do we care?
What matters is that...
Give it a few episodes. Give it tens of episodes.
Give it the end. I think by the end of this episode, I want all of us to be on Neji's side.
Yeah.
By the end of this, I feel
I've always been on Neji's side. I've always stuck with him. He's valid.
Earlier right now where we are on the outline, he's a dick. But like you
the thing is,
I guess, but listen.
Well, it's coming up.
The thing is, you can give Neji like Naruto's role as like a protagonist in the show, and it would kind of just be the same thing.
I think you could swap him with Sasuke.
I think a better way to put it is that he can be a protagonist on his own.
I would love to see a show that's just Rock Lee, Neji, and Tenten instead of fucking Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura.
Okay.
That'd be really good.
I will say though, like, despite what's about to happen,
right,
you do not have to necessarily be a product of your circumstance.
That's true. Well, that's Naruto's
all I have to say.
Wait,
exactly.
Yeah. Actually, let's do some parallels here. Lee, like Naruto, just wants to like be better and fight Sasuke and Neji respectively, right? True. Neji,
nice use of respectively. I love that word. I love saying lists and then saying respectively. I appreciate that.
But yeah, like, and Neji has his whole tragic backstory of like his family.
His family just
fucking all.
Yeah, well, given less cryptically, he kind of likes to talk about it in great detail.
Yeah, I know. Sasuke's like, my brother killed my clan. Mystery. The rest is a mystery.
We didn't even know his name until like a minute ago.
Yeah, I know, seriously.
And Tenten's useless. So that's like
true, just like Sakura.
Okay. So what happened to Neji and his 359 degrees of vision?
Yeah, Naruto. Nice.
Wow, 6 degrees of separation and 359 degrees of vision.
Hey, nice. Naruto creates more clones that fan out around Neji, but once again, his 8 trigrams palm rotation. That's what the technique is called.
That kind of rolls off the tongue a bit. 8 trigram palm rotation.
Does it?
No, it did
it's kind of like sludge. No, it's kind of like going, Hokage. It's like, it doesn't really...
it doesn't work at all.
I don't know what I said.
What did you say, Morgan?
I said...
Also, it was Kazekage.
That was Raj's point, is that it doesn't work with Hokage. It works with Kazekage, you know?
I'm glad Liam made that up so I seem less stupid.
I'm the safety net of the podcast.
We really are in circus skills, man.
This is my circus skill. Look... Tenten, like, I think it's Tenten, right? She, like, thinks about the move, and that's our explanation for it. Basically, Neji has, like, Kage-level chakra control, like, even more than a Jonin, and he can expel chakra from all of his chakra points at once.
Kaze or Ho?
Huh?
I said Kaze or Ho.
Just Kage in general.
It was a joke, because I wanted to say Kaze or Ho.
Right, of course. Did you know there are others, too? Mm-hmm. Sucha, Mizu, and... Rai.
Wonder what all of those mean, listeners?
Don't tell them, listeners. That's spoilers. That's like...
to like send it in. No, I know.
That's spoilers?
Yeah.
For the fact that people listen to the podcast?
Yeah.
Spoiler. No.
It's all it's all
oh, you were talking to him. I got it. Never mind.
No.
I thought you were saying it to me.
Kage means shadow, and all of the stuff before it, I think, is like the name of the land. So the Hokage is like Fire Shadow.
Mm-hmm. I think we've established that back in like episodes 1 to 7. Yeah,
I
that
think
was the
they
whole
mentioned
thing.
it. Yeah. But anyways, so basically this chakra exuding move is an even better defense than Gaara's sand. So that's big dick energy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Neji has big dick energy.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
established. Day 1.
Yeah, Neji has a big penis. It's true.
Humongous.
Hinabi, Hinata's little sister, is shocked to see Neji use the move because it's a secret technique reserved only for the main branch of the family. So Neji must have figured out how to do it all on his own.
Did you guys also get confused about Hanabe and think she was Hinata constantly?
Mm-mm.
That happened for me. I would look at her and I'm just like, is this a weird flashback?
I will say in the manga I did. It was a little clearer in the anime, but like I totally get you.
I just kept zoning out. I'm just like, all right, is this another flashback?
What's happening?
What is happening? Who is this guy?
But Tenten is like, oh, this isn't even Neji's final form. He gets even more powerful.
Tenten, you lost 2. Shut up.
But Neji's like, hey, and he does this all the time, but he's like, hey, the match is over because you're in range of 8 trigrams, 64 palms.
I'll give him that. You know what? He even in the Hinata fight, he's like, just stop. Come on. Like, I'm
he
gonna kill you.
doesn't want to kill these people.
He really doesn't.
He will.
Like, he has a goal, and he's not gonna let someone stop him, but he's definitely not gonna do anything. Like, that's the difference between him and Gaara, because they're both just wanting to do things. But he has, like, an honor code. He knows that if he just kills someone, it kind of takes away the message from his... Because his clan's branded as this primal, lesser garbage, so...
And that would reinforce that.
Because I feel like Neji's like, I want to win. Gaara's like, I want to kill.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, it's like, I think, like, 2 weeks ago, you were like, oh, people from, like, lesser fortunate circumstances don't have the excuses of, like...
Exactly,
fucking,
yeah.
Like, oh, I have, like, anxiety or whatever. And so that's, like, for him, he has to constantly be proving himself.
Yeah.
Because he's from the secondary branch.
Explains his monologuing.
Yeah. Because he's always trying to be like, listen.
He's like, I have an audience now, and you must hear my trauma.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Oh my god, he's just using the stage he was given. He was given a platform and he used it. Go Neji!
Preach queen.
That really is, like, what performing is. Especially in, like, concerts. It's kind of just you projecting all your, like, trauma through song onto people. And just,
or
like...
projecting your trauma through a podcast.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
This is trauma time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
baby.
wow, I love that little jingle we just made.
Bum, bum, bum. This is trauma time.
Oh, God, can Raj and I make a podcast called Trauma Time?
Just talk about the trauma. People can phone in their trauma, and we'll just talk to them. And we won't help them. We just want to hear about it.
Psych major, psych minor work together to heal people's trauma?
Oh, my God. The Psych Major Minor podcast.
Dum-dum. It's trauma time. But right now it's NaruTalk, and Neji runs forward. This is the 64 palm. He hits Naruto. He's like 2 palm, 4 palm, 8 palm.
Coolest shit ever.
It is actually pretty badass.
This was the littest thing in middle school.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
One of my bullies did this on me, and it like kind of. I was just like, I remember when I got the shit beat out of me.
So many times I've gone up to my little brother Eli and been like, 64 palm. You know?
Hey Liam, what are you doing? 64 palm.
You're defeated. You're in range.
I love the perspective. This is where the camera went fucking bad shit.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you ever watch what is it? Is it Mari, where they like tell you you're not the father? Or
Yeah.
So some of my favorite reactions to like people like what they do is when they run out, and the one really dedicated cameraman who will run miles to follow these people
them,
like a fucking lion in the gazelle on his prey.
And the guy's like, fuck off, get that camera out of my face. And the camera guy's like, no, I can't.
I'm
This is
gonna
what I'm
record
getting
this.
paid
This is my
for.
life right
I'm
now.
gonna get a promotion for this. Here's a gun.
So wow. But yeah, Neji hits Naruto 64 times.
That was the plot of Nightcrawler, by the way.
Yeah, it actually was. Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
Great
I've seen
fucking
it.
movie.
Oh, loved me. So
Another
much
protagonist you
Jake
shouldn't look up to. He's fucking awful.
Gyllenhaal. Yeah, true.
Jake
but-
Gyllenhaal or the character in the movie?
No, the character.
Oh, okay,
and some would say Jake Gyllenhaal. He's kind of gonna snap at any moment. He has, like a look of a serial
Well, that's
killer.
what's so sexy about him, though.
No, it's crazy,
He has a
yeah.
beautiful smile, but sad eyes.
Also,
You just
one of the most
described
like,
yourself.
Thank you. For years, I've been copying Jake Gyllenhaal to try and get that.
Is that what you do when you stare at yourself in the mirror?
Yes. I look at myself and I'm like, be Donnie Darko, you son of a bitch.
Dude, you know what? That's a good one. Donnie Darko is a good person to
love
try
it.
to look like. He's just pale,
To
sickly.
look like. I thought you were going to be like. and I was
No,
like,
no, that man is
definitely burned
traumatized.
down
Yeah,
school.
yeah, he is gonna. No, he does fuck shit.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
but if you had to
that's
look
the-
like any Jake Gyllenhaal role, man, I don't know. I would give you Southpaw for sure.
I want to look like Southpaw.
Yeah.
So
You know
bad.
who I want to look like? Neji.
Oh, right. You're throwing back to the outline. Actually, we're at.
I kind of want to play Maggie Gyllenhaal.
I know. Yeah.
I really
no,
wish I was
me
Maggie
too.
Gyllenhaal.
Sorry, good
I
throwback to the
tried,
outline, but I know it's so good, but I do have to. I was looking at pictures of the Gyllenhaal siblings, Being like, oh, if only.
If only.
And Maggie Gyllenhaal looks like she's from the 20s in like
Yeah.
this incredibly like almost like distant way. You know?
Amazing aesthetics. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, she's like absurdly like beautiful in like this like cosmopolitan sense. It's
great
crazy.
actor too. Fantastic role in
Yeah,
Frank.
dude, very much.
And Donnie
so.
Darko. So
Yeah.
cool. I think it's awesome that their siblings like acted together.
I know.
That's batshit.
As siblings. I
As
think.
siblings.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you staring at, Katie?
I don't know.
She
Yeah.
does have a
I
very
don't know.
flapper face.
Maggie
Flapper.
Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time. But what were
Yeah.
you saying, Katie, about where you were staring off to?
Oh well, I don't know who this actor is, so I just kind of
Jake
Gyllenhaal
or Maggie
a whole lot of
Gyllenhaal?
attention. Either of them.
Well,
What?
You also just said yeah when I said
Wait,
she has a very flapper
Katie,
face, and you
Katie.
said yeah,
Oh,
and you
I-
went
I
yeah.
Katie, do you remember when I told you that your role here is to ask questions when you don't
Oh,
know what's going
well,
on?
who is
In
that?
this whole podcast,
This is Maggie Gyllenhaal.
perhaps now would be a time
Oh,
to
okay.
ask a question.
Who are these people
They're
that
just
we're talking
actors.
about?
This is Maggie
Alright.
Let's
What's
Yeah,
what?
she looks like
Okay.
a flapper.
Let's
Yeah.
pop off some Jake Gyllenhaal movies. See if you know any.
None. It's
Nightcrawler,
not gonna work, Raj.
South Park,
She's
Donnie
not
Darko,
gonna-
Brokeback Mountain.
Brokeback Mountain's good.
Fuck, what else is he in? This weird vending machine movie.
Some
No.
art movie that just came out.
Spider-Man.
Netflix horror. Oh, Far From Home.
He's
Far
in
From Home.
Spider-Man?
He's
I saw
Mysterio.
He's
Oh,
Mysterio.
yeah. Did you see the most recent Spider-Man? He's this guy. Look at him. Look at
I
him.
don't.
Wait, but you gotta pull up a picture.
Oh, he looks familiar.
Folks at home, if you want to know who Jake Gyllenhaal is, look at him with and without a beard
He looks
because
really
Oh,
familiar.
he's
he's
Why?
one of those guys who can
What
do
have I
it
seen?
both.
Would do it, but he's so transformative. His,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the way, like he takes on roles that take on huge like physical like
Yeah.
tolls on him, and it's
And
crazy.
he's just beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
It's, I think that's like my standard for like a really hot actor dude is if they can do beard and no beard.
Most
Can
def.
he please
Henry Cavill
play
and Jake
Guy in a live action version of Naruto?
Can you please have sex?
Jake
with me?
Gyllenhaal played
Jake
Yeah.
Guy.
Gyllenhaal.
Look at the eyebrows.
I picture first of all, true. But also I picture Guy and Lee both black. Like if it was live action.
Like the guy that you met at...
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that cosplay was perfect.
I think
It was that anime in my
Jake-
listen to the January 6th episode.
Jake Gyllenhaal would be more so like an Asuma, like just so fucking cool
Yeah,
but mysterious.
I can see
But like
that.
he'll snap at any fucking
that,
second.
Okay, that can be a Rio Radio in the future.
Please.
Fancast
Oh
Naruto.
my god, can we please
That'd be
do
pretty
that?
solid. Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to
Alright,
do is
that- it's coming up,
doing
it's
that.
coming up.
Oh,
Let's say the
7th.
Okay, sure. Okay, folks.
It's been decided.
You heard it here first. 7-3 Radio's Fancast. Alright, I don't care.
I hope we figure out the sixth
Liam
one.
and I
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Liam and I just had a
But I
moment.
liked that we jumped because this past Thursday, Rio Radio 4 came out, our predictions. So a month from now, Rio Radio 5, our favorite things of 2019. And both
We were
of us
like,
just assumed
it can't be 6.
the 6 will be something else. So let's jump ahead to the 7th.
We're so good.
That's good.
Wow.
I like how we
Look
plan
at
ahead
us.
without planning ahead.
I know.
I
Exactly.
made eye contact and I was like, he's gonna say 7th. 7th.
That was good, yeah.
That was fire.
Okay, so in the stands above, Hiyashi wonders if the main branch has been surpassed because Neji's so good. And he's like, damn, it's crazy that this motherfucker is like perfect at the Kekkei Genkai that's like our whole deal. And then he's like, maybe my twin brother got ripped off and we don't know like really for sure what that means.
Twin brother.
Yeah. Genma prepares to call the match off as Neji has struck all 64 of Naruto's chakra points. This is when we find out that there's 64 of them. Naruto, however, considers, he thinks back on like every Hinata and Lee and everyone, and he forces himself to his feet.
That's some trauma.
Ooh, I burped a little bit. Usually
You
I
stole my burn from earlier.
Above, Hinata randomly starts coughing up blood
Yeah.
as a remnant of her injuries from Neji. Yeah, it's crazy.
Katie, how'd you feel about that? How'd you feel about your golden girl
I
dying?
did not like that, especially because it was like right while he was like doing speech like about her, and like I don't know, like she would have
Yeah.
loved to hear it, and she was like out cold.
Oh, because Naruto was talking
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it? Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Physical PTSD. It was weird.
Yeah, dude. This
but
show deals with
also,
PTSD kind of a lot.
Her
now.
her voice actor.
Does the same sex noises whether it's a battle, coughing up blood, or
Yes,
sex.
her coughing up blood noises sounds like she's crying. She was like,
Yeah, it's mostly
And then-
all the same whimper.
he was like, "Oh my god, you're coughing up blood," and
Yeah,
I was like,
Kiba had to tell
"That's
us
what she
that,
was
yeah.
doing."
Yeah.
That is crazy that you mentioned like physical PTSD because that's like or like what your physical response is to trauma. Like for me,
Yeah.
I get I want to anytime I go through anything like something reminds me of trauma, I like have the first thing is throw up.
Yeah.
Like I will go, oh, I should throw up right now.
Yeah. Goddamn. Yeah, and that's what it's like for Hinata. She's seeing Naruto get hit, and it's like, oh,
And she
blood.
starts sex crying at blood.
And to be fair, she only had like a month to heal. She like got fucking bodied.
Yeah, no, I think Neji like really fucked her up.
Yeah.
Well, coughing up blood usually means that.
Yeah, no, it's like not great when you cough up
Why are you
blood.
in the stands? Go back to the hospital. What are you doing?
Well, the hospital's not very good. It keeps losing patients.
That is true.
Right. But luckily, the Anbu member that Kiba saw before approaches and offers to help, although we know that it's Kabuto in disguise.
Yeah, his little mysterious voice.
Yeah, it's very clearly his voice.
You see his hair. Who else has
So
white
were we-
hair like that?
Yeah.
Or like silver hair in the show. Like,
What's up?
Yeah, were we supposed to be worried that he was not actually helping her, or be
I think
confused
so.
that?
But
okay,
that's the
'cause I wasn't
mystery
sure if
about
it was
it,
like,
yeah.
oh, he's actually good, or like.
I think
is
it's
he-
supposed to be like, why is he doing this? Because like we know.
But
he's
When he
do we
first
think
went up
it's
to
helping?
them, I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is he gonna do, that evil motherfucker?
Listen, we're not supposed to know. That's like
Yeah,
his whole
there's-
gimmick. He's so like he's a two-faced guy. You know, he's always doing something.
Yeah.
But I will say,
Yeah.
then after he like picked her up, I was like,
Yeah, because he picks her up and brings her to the side. He heals her basically.
I was like, maybe he's actually helping because she has nothing to do with why he's there.
Yeah, and to be fair, we
Yeah.
don't. And Kabuto did help them in the forest. I guess.
Exactly. I was gonna mention that. Yeah. No. So like, even though he always has a goal, but he'll kind of do what it takes. So like, he helped Naruto.
Yeah.
And even Sasuke, even though the point was to kill Sasuke.
And Orochimaru like thought
Yeah.
that Kabuto might betray him. Like for all,
Yeah.
like
even he doesn't trust
Which is
him.
why
you know?
I was wondering, like, is this us supposed to be thinking he's betraying Orochimaru,
We don't know
or he's
where
about
It's
to
some
betray
good
Sasuke?
sub-story,
Which
like-
one? What's going on?
It's just
Yeah.
like another added layer of what we should worry, because you're worrying about Neji, Naruto, and then Neji's whole like
Yeah.
99.1%, and then the Kazekage and the Sand Village, Leaf Village thing.
and now
Yeah.
also
Now Kabuto,
Kabuto's, like,
Orochimaru.
up with Hinata and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's so we don't know.
Okay.
Excellent question.
I wasn't
Katie.
sure if it was obvious, like, which way we were.
No,
worried
I don't
he
think
was
it is.
betraying.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
it's
okay.
weird. Neji asks Naruto to step down. This is him being like, hey, yo, I have nothing against you personally. I don't really want to kill you. But Naruto's like, bro, I have something against you personally.
I hate you.
Yeah. He's like, and this is when he's talking for Hinata.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck you for mocking her so mercilessly during... Mercilessly.
Mercilessly.
It's fine. Thank you.
Mercilessly.
But he's
Mercilessly.
like, Mercilessly, yeah.
Mercilessly.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Mercilessly.
Mercilessly.
It's a solid name, though, actually. Mercilessly.
My Sicily.
I think it would be good, you know, in like a play or something.
It's like a Mercedes in Sicily.
Who art thou, Marcicely? Right?
Oh my god.
I guess.
Okay,
Sure.
so you know my trains medium performance class? We're doing our final project, so we were put into groups based on stories written by this guy, like the Shadow and Red Boots or whatever the fuck.
Oh,
Just-
Mercilessly wrote those.
Oh, right. That's the
yes.
famous old stories about Mercilessly.
Mercilessly.
Yes.
But so my group is called the Shadow, and we gave an experience for people last Tuesday, and now the group contacting us just sent us an email for their invitation. And I was reading, I was like, did someone fuck up my email? Because it's like, dear members of the Shadow, you've been granted an invitation to Edenesium, a hidden utopia and safe haven from the toxicity of. That's not even that's not a word. Gahanino
Whoa.
wastelands. Can you read? Like, what is that?
Oh, that's
You
No,
are
it's-
excited
It
travelers
is a
who
word,
wish
just
to
not in
join
the English
to our
language.
cult. No, what is this? We explicitly
joining a
forbid
cult.
any and all clothing in red. What the fuck
Oh,
is
I thought it
this?
was just gonna be
Earnestly,
clothing
wait,
period.
earnestly. You ready for this? Yes. The disciples.
Wow.
What?
the real ones.
It's
The
crazy.
real one.
Jesus himself is reaching
Is he in
out.
your class?
Jesus?
Jesus?
Possibly. But I imagine it's just what
Maybe
like.
it's his group.
Okay,
they're
time
kind-
out. Everyone hold your thought. It's very important. Liam, what was just happening?
What?
Your
Was it-
tongue was out of your mouth and
I don't
creeping
know.
towards your
I'm
nose.
just doing stuff.
Because I can touch my tongue to my nose.
Can you? Oh
So
my
can I.
god!
Yeah, so can
stop.
I. And I don't think I could when I was a kid. I think it's one of those things that I like pushed myself, like fucking Rock Lee,
Yeah.
to be able to touch
That's
it.
me with snapping, bro. I could just never do it until I could.
Well, I did. You know the like Star Trek thing where you do this?
Yeah.
I taped my fingers apart.
Aww.
In elementary school. Yeah, I couldn't do it. And of course, Melinda, my mom, was always like, "Liam, you're such a loser. You can't even move your fingers." And I was like, "No, I'll take
I have lobster claws.
Yeah.
Can you do the shark bite?
What's the shark bite? Oh yeah, wait, yeah.
Okay, actually, this is a good experiment for everyone.
It's
Everyone,
just moving your
we're
pinky.
gonna do this. I'm gonna try to explain this as best as I can for the audience. But everyone, hold up their hands
Okay.
right now.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm
Rubbing your
moisturizing.
tattoo? Yeah. Okay.
ASMR rubbing into
do
the
it.
mic. Okay, hands to the mic.
No,
Now,
please don't do it.
try
ASMR.
to independently bend your thumb.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I did this with you the other day.
Yeah. This pisses me off.
Wait.
Raj just can't.
No, bend your thumb like this. Right? I'm not moving my index finger. Now try your index finger.
Oh, okay. See, when Raj bends his thumb inwards, his index finger automatically.
Yeah, but then index finger and then middle finger.
Is that a normal thing?
Look at this. All three. I'm not moving two other fingers.
Wait, but think really hard about not moving the other fingers.
Okay. Do you
No.
want
Whoa, that's crazy.
another fun thing?
Yeah.
If you put your hand down with your middle finger pressed underneath your hand and the rest of your fingers extended.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Your thumb weighs a ton. Your pointer finger weighs 500 pounds. Your pinky weighs another large amount. And your ring finger weighs like the weight of a feather. Lift up your thumb. Lift up your pointer finger.
Okay.
Lift up your pinky. Lift up your ring finger.
Fuck you.
Tricky.
That is crazy.
I hope that you did that along with us at home. I guess you just can't.
I've never felt so
it's
powerless.
the way that the tendons are connected through the carpal tunnel.
Right.
These are.
That is bad
the tendons are
shit.
close together for your.
Wait,
Yeah,
okay.
That's really frustrating. I don't think you're gonna be able to lift the finger, bro. Not unless
Well,
you can hit a
it's-
chopper.
Okay, wait. Okay.
And you're for.
Oh my
For
god.
all of you skincare gods and goddesses and non-conforming.
Gender denominational
Yep.
deities.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Your ring finger is the gentlest finger. So if you're ever applying anything with your fingers around your eyes, use your ring fingers because you're less likely to get wrinkles.
I'm gonna do that to the kids at the daycare and blow their fucking minds.
Yeah, no, dude, that's gonna be so
crazy.
good. Yeah. Well, what a fun trick y'all just learned out there. Anyway, so Naruto's like, yo, fuck you for mocking Hinata, and Neji is successfully provoked, and he's like, all right, I'll tell you my whole backstory now. So here it is. For generations, the main branch has used a curse mark jutsu to bind the side branch to an inescapable destiny, like birds in a cage they can't escape. Yeah. So this is we're seeing why Neji's philosophy is so about destiny. This is what he's been told forever. He removes his headband to reveal the curse mark, which is a Buddhist swastika, although it is changed in the anime to be just a plus sign.
Okay, because I saw it on your computer and I was like, what's that?
Yeah, here we go, folks. Come. It's time for pictures that are different in the manga than
I always have to move the fart.
I know, sorry. Morgan says
wow, yeah, so that's a swastika.
A Buddhist swastika?
Yeah, so the swastika is it's a Buddhist symbol. Well, actually, it's a symbol.
The swastika was a Buddhist symbol at first.
Yeah, and actually not just Buddhism. It's like Buddhism, Hinduism, like tons of
it's
different.
It's very much a spiritual symbol. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, the right-facing swastika means like good tidings and like good shit.
Yeah.
The left-facing swastika means like bad luck and, for example, like being trapped.
And
Neji's is a left-facing swastika.
Yeah. And
so
what was Hitler's?
Probably right, I assume, because it's like, yo, Germany, let's kill some Jews.
Right.
That's Hitler speaking, not me. Germany, let's kill some Jews.
Someone's gonna
it was
that,
right
and also
facing.
Raj talking about 9/11.
Yeah.
You listen to NaruTalk, the Hitler 9/11 one.
Yeah.
Woo!
This will go down in history as the Hitler 9/11 episode.
The Hitler 9/11. Naruto meets Hitler during 9/11.
Scary.
Shadow Clone Jutsu could, beat Hitler.
Could it?
I don't know. He could try. The point is that Neji has this thing on his forehead, and he was branded with the mark on his 4th birthday. The same day, the Leaf Village reached a peace agreement with the Land of Lightning, with whom they had been warring for some time. And the day Hinata turned 3.
I have a question.
They have the same birthday?
Yes.
No, what, do
A
they?
year apart.
Okay.
He was branded.
Yes.
It's teal.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think with fire. It's like, you remember how Orochimaru just bit Sasuke's neck and then that thing
Oh, wait,
appeared?
it's with the
Ceiling.
curse mark
Yeah,
jutsu,
yeah,
so never
yeah,
mind. Okay,
Yeah.
because those didn't connect in my head until
You're
I said
why
it out
did
loud.
his burn form teal?
I was like, that
To
would
be
be
fair,
it's not copper.
In the ninja world, they probably have like teal fire.
I guess you do never know, yeah.
But
But yeah,
Let's
it's
just
just
get like
after
a
I said it out loud, I
9-tailed
was like,
demon
oh,
in him.
duh.
Like,
It's
there's
right.
who knows?
Hiyashi and Neji's father were twins, though Neji's father was banished to the side branch because he was born second. Neji thinks back to Hinata's 3rd birthday. He had complimented Hinata, unable to understand why his father seemed so angry and like that he hated Hiyashi and Hinata. The reason, of course, was that was the day that Neji was to be branded with the curse mark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Later, we see Hiyashi training Hinata while Neji and his father watch. Neji's father emphasized to Neji that his only purpose in life was to protect Hinata, all while he like stared at Hinata really resentfully.
Mm-hmm.
Then we see Neji's father activate his Byakugan, and Hiyashi like whips around, and he uses the curse mark to cripple Neji's father with pain.
This sound design was brilliant.
Yeah.
Remind me.
It was like that the high pitched squeaking with like a staticky noise.
Yeah.
And Raj, I'm sure it sucked for you.
Yeah, it was terrible.
But it was so because you like obviously we don't have a curse mark and nobody in life has Byakugan that they can use against us. But like as his dad was falling with the high pitched squeaking and the staticky, and he was screaming. You like felt it, and you're like, ow, and your head started kind of like. You get that, like, throbby feeling in your head.
Yeah, and Neji had to watch that happen to his dad.
Yeah.
And then Hiyashi was like, never forget your place or this is gonna be you. Basically, the curse mark is used by the main branch to keep the side branch in line. With nothing more than a hand sign, the main branch can use the curse mark to literally turn their brains into mush. Like, it can, like, kill them instantly.
Neji said, like, turn your brain to jelly. It just felt so weird to hear that.
Which is very similar to that thing in Over the Garden Wall, which we talked about in Rio Radio episode 3. Which the bell.
I guess it's a mind thing, sure.
Because with just one little thing, she can control her.
True.
But if you want to know what we're talking about,
and for that, it's more. Yeah, listen to Rio Radio 3. It's the point overall. Yeah, you've already got.
Listen,
Rio
I
Radio.
was trying to plug.
I love it. you already are listening to Rio Radio.
I was gonna stay out of that one. I was like, she's trying to plug. I'm gonna let her do her thing.
Yeah. But you already listened because we told you to listen to episode 4 before this, and you of course did that because you're a
wonderful
person.
A wonderful, beautiful little boy.
You have a little smudge on your face there, buddy.
Girl,
you should get it
or
off.
neither.
Let me get that for you. Let me
wait.
There you go.
Do you need to be tucked in tonight?
Don't rub the microphone. Oh, that's gonna sound weird. Where was I?
I can't wait for someone to be driving, listening and go, wait, don't touch the microphone. That's gonna sound weird.
ASMR.
I know. We can. We will. Rio Radio episode 9.
I gave up my 19th birthday for the live show. At least
that
give me an ASMR Rio
yeah.
Radio.
All right, that's fair. All right, listen up. Well, this is like why Neji is so like, oh, everything's destiny and you're locked into one way, because these side branch members live forever in fear, only relieved by their death. This system exists to protect the main branch because they are the keepers of the secrets of the Byakugan.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. But Neji is like, but the main branch went too far when they murdered my father.
And we were all like, what?
Yeah. He elaborates, revealing that later on Hinata's 3rd birthday, Hinata was abducted in the night, and Hiyashi slaughtered the intruder. The kidnapper, unfortunately, was the delegate from the Land of Clouds, who had just signed a peace treaty with the Leaf.
Were you guys also, like, underwhelmed by, like, just the death of that kidnapper?
Yeah, it's like
he just kind of popped out and then clapped him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the live-action Macbeth, where they have that fight, and Patrick just shoots the guy.
Yeah.
You know how burglars run in, like, cartoons?
Oh,
wow,
yeah.
my Upstate just came out. Sorry.
Burglars run in cartoons?
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Upstate, are they like actual burglars who are, like, all black, and they have, like, a little money, like, a bag with, like, a money sign on, and
Upstate
they run away?
New York is a cartoon.
Pretty much.
But
a scary racist cartoon.
Yeah.
Old Disney?
Oh, yeah. That's good.
But when the guy was, like, carrying her out,
Look at that.
and what's his name? Hiyashi comes out and he just does Byakugan and then he just like
he
flicks
just slams him once, yeah.
And the guy's like, ugh.
Well, it is kind of cool though. I guess I didn't even realize until just now, but like that's the power of a full ass Hyuga. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Dude, are you surprised that Song of the South isn't on Disney Plus?
A little. Yo, but listen, HBO Max, when they do their thing, they've got all the Max Fleischman cartoons, like all the Betty Boops and shit.
Yeah.
And
Betty Boop?
apparently, and all the old Looney Tunes, apparently they're going to put them all on there with like a thing before it that's like, we don't believe this stuff anymore, but it's important to like have it and like know like this was part of our history and we think it's worth preserving and know that it's like, we know it's fucked, but like you should still watch it.
I hope it's those exact words.
Well, it's something like that.
HBO.
I think that's
no, about that. Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Because it is important because obviously it's not. A lot of people want it to be like, they're like, oh no, you can't show that. Like it's like so inappropriate. But like it's important to show that like.
It was that fucked up. Yeah, like Disney, maybe fucking like don't try and erase your racist history.
Yeah, no, accept it that at one point that's who you were and then grow from it, be better.
Very seriously.
Yeah, don't
erase racism, not your racist history.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, learn from your past. Otherwise you're doomed to repeat it.
Wow.
Yes, us.
Go off, King.
The Land of Lightning, which claimed the ninja had been the ninja that kidnapped Hinata had been acting autonomously, demanded recompense for his murder.
This is bullshit.
Yeah.
This entire thing
I know.
is bullshit.
They were like, "Oh, he wasn't acting with us, but we do want like payback for his death."
Like, what?
Because they're like, "Oh, it's our new peace treaty, and you violated it." And it seemed like they were disagreeing so much that war would start again. So the Land of Lightning demanded that Hiyashi be killed as revenge.
I'd honestly go to war at that point.
Yeah, I know, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that
But
shit.
instead, to protect the leader of the main branch, Hiyashi's twin, Neji's father, was executed.
Stupid.
But it was meant to be Hinata's father who was supposed to be executed.
But instead it was
his
Hiyashi's
twin
father.
brother.
So they just know what the guy looks like that killed the guy, even though nobody else was there except this guy that apparently wasn't acting with them.
He probably didn't like lie about it, you know?
Are they not questioning that he's still alive?
Well, maybe they didn't look into it that much. Or they could think that Hiyashi is... By the way, I found out Neji's dad's name is Hizashi.
Yeah.
And his twin's name is Hiyashi.
Hiyashi.
I don't know if they ever said that, but
Well, that's the whole thing. That's like when they were when Neji was telling this story. Even Hanada, whatever fucking name.
Yeah, Hanabi. Yeah,
Hanabi was like, "Yeah, Dad, how is this true?
Yeah.
How are you here?
Like, are you serious? This is true." Yeah, so I would say that if there's something that you think is a plot hole, there are 700 episodes of this show. It's probably something is not true going on.
It'll get explained at some point.
I don't want to be like I hate doing that.
But hey,
but it's like
You'll
I'll
get
probably
answers.
predict it.
yeah, you probably fucking
most
will.
definitely.
Yeah. What's your guess on what happened for real on this
I can't,
night?
not yet.
Yeah, because it'll spoil it.
What we should do for a real radio episode is the 21st one, if anything. We should get you really drunk and then try to like have you predict the future of Naruto.
Yeah,
Drunk
we should.
Morgan predicts
Get as
Naruto.
specific as you can, and it'll be like, well, that's it.
We'll like draw it too, and we'll
Wow.
post it. It'll be fucking.
We can just
crazy.
take pages from the manga. Because
Yeah.
he's gonna guess perfectly.
Yes. I think it'd be really cool. I've actually really wanted to do this. I want to take.
Get me drunk, apparently.
That's been a goal for. Like, you know what? I'd offer you like weeds. I'm just saying, hey, if you were just breaking like your straight edge thing for randomly right now, would you smoke weed?
Yeah. Like
I used to do that.
You to smoke with me.
And I said no.
I know.
I think the one thing that I remember that was one of the first actual things that you said to me
I'm very excited to hear what this is.
was something about weed came up, obviously.
Right.
And I was like,
As
Raj,
Obviously.
I said, Raj, you know, I'm kind of straight edge and, you know, whatever, but if I were to ever smoke weed, it would be with you. And you said to me, no, weed's expensive, that's mine. And I was like,
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's very much a last year meet. Now I my weed's open to all.
Yeah.
I think weed is something that should definitely be shared between all people because when
Yeah.
it comes down to it, you will run out and someone will run out.
But if you share, then somebody else is gonna be like, oh, yo, I got you
Karma
now.
comes back, you know, really.
Especially with weed.
Especially with weed and just like stuff like that in general. If you put out good karma and you're always just being just a generous guy, trust me, you can have boundaries. You can be like, oh my god, okay, so there was this I was in a bathroom with a few people.
Did somebody ask for a sexual favor?
No, I wish that's how it turned out. But no. I was in the bathroom and they were gonna smoke a bowl, but they just decided, they were like, hey, wait, Raj, can I just hit your pen instead? And then
It's like, you're here to smoke your thing, don't ask for mine.
which is like fine if one person was gonna get it, but then they all were just like, wait, Raj, instead, can we just all just smoke your pen? And I was like, well, I'll look like a piece of shit if I let people and it was a situation where you're gonna be like, all right, 2 hits only. They're gonna just take as many.
Right. And the order goes quick in those things.
Yeah, it really does.
Well, dude, because like I'm trying not to like really buy carts, you know, because like I feel like Bud, I don't know, like I can get it pretty easily, and I'm like, I might
real
as
Bud's
well.
way easier.
And
for
like
sure.
I feel like I always thought that carts lasted way longer.
No.
But it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
As like Bud.
I go through one about a week and a half.
Yeah, and that's about if you buy like.
Luckily for me, in that moment, when I turn on, what you do is I turn on pen, you preheat it. When it preheated, it killed it because it used too much battery, and it died. I was like, all right.
Easy peasy,
baby. I'll take a little bit of, oh man, it died, my bad, over
Yeah.
I have no weed.
Exactly, yeah. Just a little bit of weed talk between 2 weed boys.
2 weed boys.
So you're weebs and weed boys.
And weed is...
Weebs.
Yes,
Weebs.
If you're out there and you watch anime and smoke weed, so probably most of you, you can call yourself a weebid. Still, Hizashi's death was all that could free the man from his cursed fate of servitude, you know? All because he was born a few seconds later than Hiyashi. For Neji, the current finals match is similar. Naruto was cursed to a fate of defeat the moment he was assigned Neji as an opponent. And that's the end of 61. You get a little bit of backstory, a little bit of...
Better ending.
Tibby, a little bit of Tabby. Yeah,
for sure.
So let's blast through this last episode. This is going on. A bird watches as Naruto refuses to give up.
Oh, cramp,
Naruto,
stop. Wait, oh my god.
We were going too fast.
I was like, let's go, time.
We'll slow down.
Okay.
Gosh, needs to catch up.
Yeah, wow. Oh my god. Really? I need to be hydrated. That's what I need to be. Jesus Christ.
That's funny.
But did you know that the one main reason why people cramp during like physical activity of any kind is because they're dehydrated?
Well, there you go.
Wow. Oh my god. That hurts so bad.
At a more temperate pace now, Naruto sympathizes with Neji as his father was killed unfairly, but Naruto...
It's in the joints.
Right. So, I hope you're okay. Still...
I got water in me.
Right. Now... Okay.
You said that like it was a mistake. You were like, oh shit, I got water
This
in me.
damn water. It's killing me.
Guys,
It is.
we haven't done this in a while, and we're all...
I think it's good. I think we've got our energy back.
Our energy is really high because our actual real-life energy is so low that
Yeah.
we're overcompensating and losing our
It's like
fucking
I was
minds.
saying earlier, you know? This is now, it's like, whatever. We
I
can
have to
say whatever.
I'm gonna go fold clothes and do an essay after this.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
There's no energy left after
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Okay, so Naruto sympathizes with Neji, but he says like what you were saying earlier, Morgan. He's like, oh, just because you have all this shit happening to you, it doesn't mean that you're in like an inescapable destiny. Neji doesn't think that Naruto can ever understand, slamming into Naruto's chest and asking the proctor, he's like, again, bro, you gotta end this fight. Naruto, you're a failure.
Yeah.
Then we get the only title card that I'll mention ever so far.
They've had some good ones, yeah.
Okay, but this shit hits.
Yeah.
Because Neji's like, you're a failure. And then the title card comes up and it's called A Failure's True Power. And I was
Word.
like, shit.
My favorite was actually, I think it was 59, where it was Shadow Clone Jutsu versus Byakugan or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
And that it's just like, wow, they're two gimmicks.
Yeah.
And I like how Naruto's gimmick is Shadow Clone.
I know, it's like all he can do. Right. Naruto stands and recites that old Nindo, his ninja way. He never quits and he never goes back on his word.
Believe it.
Believe it.
Very nice.
But you have to say it because he doesn't say it ever.
I know,
Yeah,
he really doesn't.
I think we clowned him too hard and he just heard from the
The past.
Yeah.
They like went back and they
like,
edited it.
We said it so loud that it echoed into
Well,
the past.
Miley and Amanda saw us at that panel and they were like, oh, we better edit it. Because we know.
Edit it out,
'cause
edit
we
it
fucking
out.
know.
We know.
By the way, did we talk about that on the January 6th episode? I feel like we probably
No,
didn't.
we skimmed over it.
Damn
Yeah.
Because we were so high.
Yeah,
It was
we were
crazy. Really listen to the January 6th episode. It's a treat.
Yeah.
But we saw this Naruto panel, and Amanda, the voice of Boruto, kept stealing our fucking jokes.
Yeah, it was like kind of nearly word for word.
It was
insane.
crazy. Like, shit that we've been saying on this podcast since day one. Amanda was like, oh, what if this, and this?
And not like generic shit, like
No,
just like what we do
like
personally.
exactly our bits. Yeah, it was
crazy.
fucking crazy.
Interesting.
So maybe they went back and re-recorded
Yeah,
it.
either that or they're listening.
Yeah,
You know? And
Well,
that's like
and we
the
know
big point,
Amanda
yeah.
does listen. So Amanda, what the fuck?
Come on.
At least come on,
Credit.
guest for an
Yeah.
I'm
episode.
so
yeah.
confused.
Wait, does she listen?
We think so. Because
Yeah,
she was stealing our jokes.
that could
Oh.
only be like that's the only reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
Well, probably because the only person that is as in depth and involved in Naruto is her.
Yeah, that's true.
Besides us,
Yeah.
like the people that were on it and the people that do a podcast
Well, it's funny
about
because
it.
Miley like hates the show. She never
Yeah.
watches it. But this Amanda girl, she was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen every episode and I know all the answers."
Who's the
Did you end up?
Interviewing one-on-one? No, but we did get Viz press seats
Yeah,
at their panel,
that
which was pretty fire.
We sat behind their social media team.
We could see Viz tweeting. It was
Which
so
is crazy
weird.
because we'll see tweet and not just Twitter, like Insta, everything,
Yeah,
story
yeah.
post, everything they made that night. We were sitting behind
It
us
was-
watching it happen.
Yeah, and when they
live.
posted it later, like when we were on the bus
Yeah.
silently, we was like, whoa.
Whoa, wait,
we
we
were
were
for this.
right there.
For more on that, January 6th, the
Yeah.
episode, Liam and Raj go to Anime NYC. Right. Neji can't understand Naruto's way of thinking. Neji recalls his father telling him that the power of the Hyuga is strongest in him, and Hisashi sort of lamented that he hadn't been born a few seconds earlier, which would have given his son a much better life. Naruto, Neji yells, couldn't possibly understand what it's like to be branded with your destiny, to have a mark that puts you in your place and can never be wiped away. Naruto, however, thinks on the Nine Tails, and how having it sealed inside of him caused everyone to hate and isolate him for no reason all throughout his life. Naruto knows exactly what Neji is going through. Yeah.
He's so good and so cute.
That's right, and he tells Neji, he's like, you're not the only one suffering. But Naruto doesn't even talk about himself. Even though he's like relating because of the Nine Tails, he talks about Hinata. He's like, Hinata's suffering too. You've always resented and disrespected her, even though she's pushed herself to the brink of death to prove herself to you. And even though you make such a big deal about this inescapable destiny to serve and protect the main branch, you beat her to the brink of death. So maybe you don't believe in your own philosophy.
Yeah. Which is some hard-hitting shit.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
So good.
Really?
Like,
he really knows.
important messages.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, the talk no jutsu thing, where he just gets under motherfuckers' skins.
Yeah.
It's a power, and like that's real shit that kids need to know
I feel like
how to
because
do.
of the Nine Tails, he can kind of relate to everyone, because he's like, not just fucking been
But
through it.
I think him having the Nine Tails is the reason why they just don't stop him talking so much, because they're like, just let him have it, he's gonna fucking murder us guys.
Yeah, it's like, don't make him angry, he'll kill us all.
I don't know
the
if
Nine Tails likes nothing more than a monologue.
I don't know if anybody heard it, but right before Raj started talking, there was this weird like phase where everybody's kind of ending their sentence or starting their sentence.
Yeah. Always
and
difficult.
I meant to say, and I'm saying this in case the mic really picked it up and for you editing later.
Right. Thank you.
I meant to say he's seen some shit.
Right.
And I really definitely said he's sheen some sit.
Seen some shit.
And I was like, nope.
Sheen some
so,
sit. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sure, clearing it up. I love it. Okay, here's an answer to your question earlier. Because we go above to Kabuto healing Hinata. And we see Kiba observes, he's like, oh, the color is coming back to Hinata's face. So we do know now that Kabuto was definitively healing her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is, you know what? I'm glad he's like, because this whole time we were told that he's like this awesome medical ninja son.
Yeah,
son
and
shit.
Kiba's like, whoa, you're really healing her? And he's like, yeah, I am a doctor. And it's like,
I am a. He really pulled out the whole. Don't worry, I'm a doctor. Like,
Which anybody can fucking say that.
True.
Yeah.
But the colors come back to Hinata's face. So that's something.
I mean, I could get color to come back to somebody's face, but I'm not a doctor.
That's true. With crayons? Color. Sorry. Down back in the arena. Despite Naruto's powerful words, Neji is sure that with all of Naruto's chakra points blocked, he will share Hinata's fate.
I like how you jump back into the outline because Mario's giving you the dirtiest look.
Yeah,
like,
I was like,
I'm just gonna keep reading.
Well, at a certain point, it's like, look, they're not gonna hear it in the audience.
It wasn't for the podcast. It was just.
It was for you. You know, you ready? You're like, I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah. Put my head down and read the outline. Naruto, however, is determined to prove Neji wrong, and he remembers his training with Jiraiya. Though his own chakra reserves are useless, he demands the Nine Tails to lend him strength. Neji still thinks Naruto's efforts are futile, but Naruto focuses, desperate to prove those that called him a failure wrong. And he draws out the red chakra of the fox.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because your bitch, a bitch is fucking psychic.
Yeah, and he did it so much easier than before.
If you listen to Rio Radio 4, Morgan called this almost precisely.
Entirely.
And even more specifically, so Neji can't believe it, and it's like, even though Naruto's chakra system is blocked, this is like a different thing.
Yeah.
And he tries to see the chakra points, and all he can see is the Nine Tails chakra.
I said it'd be different!
Almost word for word.
Yeah, no, you nailed that shit.
So I strongly recommend going back.
To everybody listening right now, I swear to any god, I swear
no
on
matter
my
what shoes he
future
wears.
children, I swear on my own vision and health, I did not Google, I did not
You've
watch.
never seen it?
I've never seen it.
Never read
I've
it?
never read it. I know nothing. And I was literally just predicting
But
shit
I
out
feel like
of my
that
ass.
speaks very well to Naruto. Like,
Yeah.
I guess they're foreshadowing well, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they must be.
That or I'm just fucking genius.
Yeah, or just someone
both.
whoever made it up is very similar to Morgan.
Masashi Kishimoto
That's
just
scary.
Oh, his birthday's the same day as yours. Oh my god!
Dude, that's crazy.
Small detail from the live show because we didn't really talk about it, but yeah, Masashi Kishimoto's birthday is the same day as yours.
Reincarnated, dude. That's
For
crazy.
everybody listening, Liam is making the scariest face I've ever seen
That's
in my entire
crazy
life.
because you do think really similarly to him. You keep predicting shit, like even little shit. Like I don't even know if like Raj is picking up on all of it because like you know like it's like really
Yeah.
small minutia shit. And it's all like, there's a lot of it is like disturbingly accurate.
You have to give me examples because I don't remember anything.
I will as time goes on.
Yeah, I'm assuming
like
stuff
future.
that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. But there's like, especially there's some stuff from like fucking episode 500 of Shippuden that like you're calling, and I'm like, what the fuck?
For everybody listening, I'm sassily putting on chapstick right now.
Very satisfied with yourself. Right, so everyone is shocked that Naruto is able to draw upon such strength, and the third Hokage is like, wait a second, how did he learn to use the Nine Tails chakra? This is weird. And in the manga, he's like, did Kakashi teach him this? He didn't say it in the anime. No, he didn't. It was Jiraiya, but remember, Jiraiya's hiding because everybody wants him to come help with Orochimaru, and Jiraiya doesn't want to.
Which I've never related to anything more.
Yeah, I know. Well, although you probably wouldn't just want to like watch people take baths, but you know, it's.
I mean,
I did take the Akinator quiz to find out my dream porn star.
There's no limits to what stops you.
You never know.
Point. Yeah.
With his newfound power amassed and focused, Naruto flashes above Neji, raining shuriken down at him. Neji easily...
Neji.
We're almost over. Neji easily deflects them with the rotation, sending his own shuriken towards Naruto, but Naruto's way faster before it, and he flashes next to Neji. The two draw kunai and hurl them at each other, but the weapons knock each other aside in midair, but they grab them out of the air and run at each other with another hit. They strike, they deflect, they jump back.
Everyone steals Rock Lee's swag, bro.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Insane. This is all just his shit. He moves fast,
Well,
that's the thing.
he moves fast, that's his thing.
It kind of is his thing. Yeah. Especially, Naruto rushes towards Neji so quickly that the ground in the arena is torn up behind him. That is what Rock Lee did.
Yeah.
That was like his whole thing, yeah. Naruto refuses to cave into destiny. And he's like, yo, Neji, if you're so obsessed with, like, just giving up to the world, why don't you fucking lose, bitch?
Say destiny again, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Stop.
Say it again.
Neji uses rotation, desperate to defend against Naruto's strike, and the Uzumaki swears to change the way of the Hyuga after becoming Hokage.
Which, great line delivery from Miley there. It's like, what was it? I'm going to change the way the Hyuga clan works, and then, like, the light flashes.
And then they hit
like,
each other.
When I become Hokage.
Yeah.
Boom.
Because it's like, fuck you, I'm gonna overcome destiny, I am gonna become Hokage. Yeah, and then the explosion.
Insane.
And the rotation hits with Naruto's nine-tail punch, and like it explodes, it's this massive eruption, it sends them both flying back. And Genma is like, where the fuck did all this chakra from Naruto come from?
Yeah.
And he doesn't even know what the result is because Naruto and Neji are both in craters that they like landed in.
Crazy.
Yeah, because they landed so hard.
People.
Yeah, straight up. Neji emerges from below ground first, stumbling over to Naruto's crater to observe the boy's unconscious body. His power turned against him because the rotation technique doesn't just block, it also like launches your power back at you. So like Naruto's out cold. Neji snarls that Naruto should accept the reality that he is a failure and that the match is over. But suddenly, the ground beneath Neji's feet crumbles, and Naruto leaps up with the most badass, devastating uppercut.
So fire.
Yeah, he sends Neji flying into the air.
Another Rock Lee swag stolen.
Very much so. Yeah, it's like the kick that he did with Gar.
Whole
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely.
First Sasuke.
But it is badass.
It is badass.
The Naruto in the crater vanishes. It was a clone. And Neji cries out. He's like, oh, I can't move. And while that happens, we see Naruto's fist is bleeding because he punched Neji so hard. That's crazy.
The uppercut looks so fucking good.
And
Yeah.
the detail of having Naruto's hand bleed from the rebound, that's fire. Genma notices that Naruto burrowed into the ground beneath his own clone to like make a tunnel to get to Neji. Cool. That's interesting. Naruto kind of makes a just a side thought. That kind of makes an obstacle for everybody else going forward. There's just a big old hole in the arena.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. But
no, but they're gonna do the same thing. I think a small prediction, like the same thing they did with the Chunin, the prelims.
Yeah.
Where it's just like they fucked up the ground constantly, but every next fight it was just okay.
It was just fun.
I think it's just one of those things we just don't talk about.
Yeah.
It's like on Disney on Ice when the Zamboni comes in like intermission and they're just like, okay, we're
yeah. So I guess maybe they'll
the kids
just
are like,
flat
what
it
are you doing? What's happening? And they're just like, they're cleaning the ice.
What a
Shut
weird
up.
looking Disney princess.
Yeah, they'll just
what's his name? Steve?
Steve the Zamboni
Steve's like,
Princess.
hello. Man.
Right. So Naruto approaches Neji, who's ashamed that he didn't see Naruto's clone jutsu coming, because he's like, oh, this is your specialty. Of course you're gonna do clone jutsu.
Call back to the first episode.
Oh yeah, because Naruto's like, nah, man. I failed the graduation exam 3 times because no matter how hard I tried, I always failed at the clone jutsu. So like, in the face of someone like me, how can you tell me that somebody can't change who they are? Like, this was my weakest thing, and now it's what you know me for.
Yeah.
Naruto insists that Neji can change too. After all, unlike Naruto, Neji's not a failure.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Then we see the bird from earlier fly away, free from the constraints of any cage, and Genma, proving that even destiny can't hold a determined soul back, declares Naruto the winner.
Fuck yeah.
And that's the end of episode 62. And of all the episodes we watched. Anyone, what's the word? WTW.
I think these 3 episodes looked fucking great.
Yo, they had good direction.
Yeah, it was really good. I love the fight scenes. There's this one scene particularly. It's right after Kabuto heals Hinata, and they show, it like snaps to Naruto and Neji, but they're in a widescreen.
Yeah.
It looks so fucking good.
I love when they go widescreen for the fights.
My only complaint, I'm kind of really tired of the gimmick where Naruto in battle gets ass beat consistently and constantly, and then it's just like, I'm gonna win.
Yeah, I will agree. Yeah.
Annoying. It happens all the time.
So much so that Morgan could predict it to the letter.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Morgan?
I don't know. It's really fun.
Proud of yourself that this went exactly as you thought it would?
Just
You don't need Morgan's thoughts. She predicted them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just watch the episodes. That's Morgan's thoughts.
Go back and that's it. No, it was really cool because anytime I predict anything, I never think that it's right.
Yeah.
I just go for the most
I
crazy.
told you, your predictions are crazy.
I go for the most crazy, outlandish thing that I think could happen, but like somehow would work based on every little tiny, minute detail that is given throughout every episode I've watched and everything I've heard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that would, yeah. And I was like watching and I was like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
This is what I said.
I said that. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That was us hearing our jokes getting stolen. On the
Yeah, fucking true. Katie, what did you think of these episodes?
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching them because I keep like wanting to know if what like we talked about on that Real Radio episode like happens. So I am excited
you're
for
in
like
for a
this
treat
whole
for the
bracket.
whole finals, yeah.
Well, yeah, I would like want to know what like I just am like.
Right, yeah.
Are you saying that everything we predicted is happening? Is that
No,
what you
no,
mean?
I'm saying that,
just
like-
that we're gonna that it's the same feeling. Yeah. So I'm excited to like watch.
Okay, yeah. What was I gonna say? Naruto didn't even try to use the summoning jutsu.
Yeah.
He didn't even try. Not even once.
But I think that,
He trains
well,
so much on
the
that.
problem is that he had to stay away, and then Neji kind of just closed off all
Yeah,
his
I guess
chakra.
that's true.
And that point,
But I did think it was interesting when he made those clones and perfectly distributed his chakra. That's the results of his training. Like, it's his chakra control. So it's
It
like,
wasn't about the fucking toe, bitch.
it
It
wasn't
was about
about
the
the
chakra
flags.
control.
It's about the friends he made along the way. It's kind of crazy that Ino swears. That's just a side note. She was like, she keeps saying like hell and damn and all sorts of shit. Like,
what, you
Ino
shout
has-
at the hedgehogs?
Yeah,
Stop.
it's crazy. Ino, for whatever reason, has like the
Oh,
worst
she's
language.
definitely like an edgy bitch.
Yeah,
like,
I'll make sure I write down her quotes going forward, but like apparently Ino swears. I don't it's so weird. And also, as I said before, the background characters, love it. I love a crowd scene where it's just random shit.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's something.
Oh yeah. Speaking of something, reader response? First up, a big, huge, gymongous Gamabuncha-sized, right, from the show. Shout out to our own personal legendary Sanin, Dave Mata. Legendary. He would be Tsunade.
Yes.
Nina Kelly, who would be, I guess, Orochimaru?
Yeah, it has to be.
And Pro Hendrix, who I guess would be Jiraiya.
There you
I
go.
feel like
It fell apart
Wow.
immediately.
That's our
Dave
Patreon.
Mata. I love Dave Mata, but I feel like
He gives you-
aside from the pervy energy, his energy is very Jiraiya.
Yeah, you know, it actually kind of is. I
Dave
think
Mata,
no-
I don't think you're a pervert.
No,
but
Jiraiya
you've
has,
got
like-
very like strong,
Yeah, like, cool, like-
jovial energy.
Yeah, and like
Jovial.
fatherly, and I feel like Jiraiya.
It's Christmas.
True. And that's next week. We'll tease that later.
Well,
But
it's a season.
I feel like true. To be jolly. Deck the halls with
That's fine.
That's fine. Right. But rocking around Dave Mata is he does. He gives off BJE, Big Jiraiya energy. He's like, it's like cool. He's like cool, collected, and whatever.
Can that please be the title of this week's episode?
Dave Mata
It
has
nothing
BJE.
to do with what happens in the
I
episode.
can't name it after Dave.
No, just Big Jiraiya energy. That's the whole title.
Jiraiya's not even in these
Exactly.
ones.
That's why it's fucking hilarious.
No, but Dave Mata and Nina Kelly Pro Hendrix, bless up. You help the show
We should do
exist.
if we get enough patrons, we should fan cast them as characters.
Yeah, I
Oh
agree.
my god.
Yeah. I want to do something with the patrons where, like, I don't know, we, like, tell them what village they'd be from or, like, what their special jutsu would be. You know what I mean? Like,
So we need more of you people.
yeah,
for us to
like,
do
whoever
that.
we, like, shout out. Because, like, at the $5 tier, you get a one-time shout out. And we could, like, like be like, oh, what would your special jutsu be? You know what I mean? Like you could summon a rock.
You could summon a cricket.
Yeah, whatever.
You could summon a pebble and possibly throw it.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're lucky.
We'll start doing that.
You can skip a stone maybe 2 steps confidently.
But 2 confident skips, that's a powerful jutsu.
After lots of training, you can throw it.
Yes. So let us know what you think of these episodes and us, whatever. Ask questions, give comments. You can reach us. Our email is narutalkpod@gmail.com. Our Facebook is NaruTalk, the Naruto ShipPodcast. On YouTube, we are NaruTalkPod. Instagram, we are at NaruTalkPod. Twitter, we're at NaruTalkPod. You can use the hashtag NaruTalkPod, NaruTalk, NaruTalkers, NaruTalking about it. I'll find it. Whatever. The point is use hashtags.
Christmas.
Yeah. Well, don't say hashtag Christmas. That's
Christmas.
Yeah, that's a lot. Our website is narutalk.wordpress.com. There's one lady who likes every website post I make, and our website is horrendous.
Oh my god.
It looks atrocious, but it's there, you know what I mean? Because like a lot of times you have to send in your website for like press stuff. I had to link it, and there's one lady who likes every post.
When are you gonna let me fix the website?
We'll get to that. Maybe over break. We'll deal with it later. But most importantly of all, above all else, our Patreon, www.patreon.com/NaruTalkPod. That's it. That's the Patreon.
That's it.
We've got tiers on that motherfucker. At the $2 tier, you can get into our Discord where we talk to you not face to face, text to
screen
text.
to screen.
Screen to screen, yeah. And sometimes you never know what's going to happen in there.
Yeah, it gets wacky.
Yeah, $5 tier, which you've already paid for to listen to Rio Radio episode 4, but you can listen to the Rio Radio episodes, which are fire as hell, and you get a one-time shout-out, and we'll start doing something with that. We'll start giving them jutsu or something, you know?
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. $10 tier, you pick what the episode's about. $25 tier, you get physical merch. $100 tier, you get to meet us.
And feed pics.
Yeah. Send something more than $100, and...
You'll get something.
Yeah. Well, I would fuck you.
I probably would. I would too.
Fuck you.
You get to pick. Depending on your sexuality, you can pick which one of us fucks you.
Fucks you?
Or
I'll give you... Whoever fucks them, you can have the whole $100. It's about getting a listener. You know what I mean?
Is that considered prostitution? Because
no.
I can't imagine. The sex is over and you're like, thanks for listening.
Yeah. And as always, you say
as you crawl out in your underwear out the window down the fire escape.
you leap.
Believe it.
But seriously, any amount of money helps and is greatly appreciated. Please help us out. Links for all that is in the description below. And so let's hear some of the shit that you said. That's a bad way to put it. Some of the great comments that you sent in, and we love you. Thank you for doing it. Let's hear something from you.
On Twitter, Jaku.
Yeah, at Jaku Music.
Okay.
Oh yeah, baby.
Okay. They said, Weebs rejoice. This podcast is keeping me very entertained whilst working my boring day job.
You're supposed to cough. That's what the asterisk means.
The asterisk means my boring day job.
Boring day job. If you're not listening to this, I'm forced to use my secret jutsu. Slap in the face jutsu.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Honestly, that's an impressive jutsu.
Yeah, go
and
for
actually,
it.
I think Jaku's like pretty active on Twitter, like shouting us out and shit. So like, hell yeah, you're awesome.
Incredible.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
Dry energy.
BJE. Oh yeah. Morgan, do you want to go?
Yes.
Sling us one of those old little comments.
I have a reader response. It's from an email from Oscar Barnett.
Oh, fuck you.
And
I spent so much time looking for one. Oh my god.
and they said,
Just read Nina's on Twitter.
Okay.
that's what I thought was happening. I'm just gonna start it.
Go for it.
I have an
I'm not
email.
cutting that out,
Okay,
so.
no, that's fine then. They said, "Hi guys, I love listening to your podcast. Keep it up. Did you know that the reason Kakashi blocks his face with a mask is so he doesn't get a nosebleed while reading Make Out Paradise?"
Oh my god.
That's
Which is
so funny.
so fucking funny.
But it makes no
so
sense for you to
good.
read that one. I had the nosebleed. Morgan, there was a tie-in. There was lore to that.
That's true. One time Raj got a
Crazy.
nosebleed when he had a boner.
What?
It's go back and listen to. Yo, you know what? There's gonna be a little bit of a.
Okay.
Little bit of a tease, but coming up, we're gonna do like there's gonna be a couple like best of clip shows that we do, and I'll definitely put in the bit about Raj getting a boner when he and then nosebleeding.
Wow.
That just cued a very such a funny story in my head.
I thought you were gonna say a vivid image of Raj's penis.
Oh,
No,
I just got like a cartoon image of like Raj
Raj's
in
penis.
anime form.
No.
Please stop thinking about my penis.
No, I was thinking about your penis. I was
I
thinking
don't care if it's anime. I don't care if it's live action. Stop thinking about it.
a story popped up into my head that my friend told me that is not fitting for right now, but congrats, Raj.
Right. All right. Thank you.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
All right.
So I have a response from Nina Kelly
Okay,
at
sorry,
Sappy
I just-
Pinata. No. Don't get me wrong. I love Ninu. Nina,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
the best. I love you. And you said, guys, please listen, if only to hear the way Liam and Raj say Yuri Lowenthal. The love they feel is so clear. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And yes, it is. We
Yo,
love Yuri.
Yuri
and we love
Lowenthal
you.
is a god amongst
I
men.
feel like
Truly.
for Ninu,
Yeah.
all of us, but you two especially,
Oh,
you
yeah.
two meaning the boys, should
The boys.
really
Not boys.
sweetly and calmly say Yuri Lowenthal
Oh,
into
yeah.
the microphone,
Are you ready?
Ready?
one at a time.
Oh, whoa, okay.
okay,
So
so-
separate and then
so-
together. We'll go separate.
Okay,
and then
so
together.
Yuri Lowenthal.
Yuri Lowenthal.
And then on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yuri Lowenthal.
I was thinking about it. At the end, I was picturing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And
Imagine
Ben 10 and Sasuke.
Yeah.
Just
Who
all-
isn't this
yeah.
guy?
And
That
now
is
for
crazy.
the feminine side, Katie.
Oh, Yuri Lowenthal.
Yuri Lowenthal.
And then can we get together on 3?
Do them together and then all of us together.
Okay.
So-
1, 2, 3.
Yuri
and
Lowenthal.
then I
And
go.
then on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yuri Lowenthal.
God.
There you guys go.
I said it like I was narrating
My
a
friend
book.
over break was like, Liam, I listen to your podcast. I fucking, I've never seen Naruto. I don't think I'd like it, but it really is for everyone. And this is the kind of shit where I'm like, is it for anyone? What is this that we do? Oh, right. That's the end of reader response. So,
How's it?
like, subscribe, rate, whatever you do, wherever you are. Hey, check this shit
Batman.
out. If you're, what?
Now you can hashtag Batman. You're welcome.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, there you go.
Read, yeah, I'll hashtag whatever, man. You should see the hashtags I put on this shit. But read a 5-star review. We'll always read them out on this podcast, even if they're negative. You can do it in the podcast app if you have an iPhone.
like
It's-
right now.
Dude, it's easy as peasy. And here is a 5-star review that we got from...
12-year-old run, 12-year-old.
What's the 12-year-old one? Oh, yeah, I got you. Okay. So it's from backslash dash forward slash dash backslash and then a W made out of slashes and a 0.
That's an A. You're not. Okay.
Oh,
That's
it's Awo.
Owl Afario Gun.
Oh yeah, because they said that their name is a little. So yeah, the point is. Oh right, so they spelled out their name. I'm learning now that they spelled out their name. Not the dumbest I've looked in reader response. If you go back a week, I look a fuck ton dunner when I. God damn it, I can't even talk.
Fuck Dunner.
But I read out Morgan's review that she left to help boost our numbers. But this one is from Awo Afariogun? I don't know. They say, yo, my name might be hard to read. Yeah, a little bit. But that's cool.
But it's a cool name.
Hell yeah. But you guys really help me out when I'm trying to do the dishes and go to sleep.
Awesome.
Oh no.
I wish I could go to the live show, but I'm only 12. Yeah, second youngest listener!
Yes, we have more kids. Fuck yes.
12-year-old
We are
listens to
shaping
us
the
when
youth.
they're trying to go to sleep.
I know, that's
amazing.
We are a 12-year-old's lullaby.
They're gonna be listening to us like Yuri Lowenthal, and they're like, "Oh yes, Yuri Lowenthal." Drifting off.
ASMR episode. This is what I'm saying.
He's proving your point.
Yeah.
Also, 1010 is not useless. She is stronger than Ino ever could be, and she also could beat Kid Hinata.
Holy shit.
This motherfucker loves 1010.
We didn't even talk about how they called her Lady Hinata throughout the entire episode.
She's
royalty.
Yeah.
the show. Yeah, because she's main branch.
I know, but that's so funny to me that they call her Lady Hinata.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
so
And she's
fancy.
3.
Lady Hinata.
So-
I just think
She's
it's
fucking
so
3.
funny.
They're like,
Yeah.
oh, Lady Hinata turned
Yeah.
3 today.
I
And I
just
was like, she
love
can't even
it.
talk.
Oh yeah.
I really love the fact this 12-year-old is just defending 1010.
I know. Think of all the things to latch onto. He's like, "Fuck you,
Fuck
man!
you, asshole!"
She would have won if that fan wasn't so fucking windy."
They weren't moving at 3 FPS. I would have caught them, okay?
Okay. And then they say, ask me if you have any questions about Naruto. First of all, you don't know more than me.
Isn't that also our job?
Yeah. But
We appreciate that.
Ask us if you have any questions, my guy.
And you know, if someone asks me a question, I'll send to Liam, and if Liam's busy, I'll send to you.
But they do say one thing that I have not done. I watched every single filler even all of Boruto.
Well, that's torture.
Yeah,
buddy.
Ow.
And they're 12.
That might stunt you mentally.
Yeah, man, you gotta
do
not watch Boruto. Like, listen, we have
Too
fans out
late.
there who are like, oh, I like the show, even though they talk shit about Boruto. Guys, Boruto... I watched the most recent arc because basically Boruto goes back in time to hang out with young Naruto because the ratings were bad, and so they were trying to boost them by throwing it back to what people like. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And even the manga's falling off, and I used to love it.
Well, that's the thing. So, like what you want. It's cool if you fuck with it.
Oh, it's totally cool.
We don't.
Personally, I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, not a fan.
And there's a lot of shit in it that really annoys the crap out of me. But it's okay, you know? If you like it, that's, like, totally cool. Like what you like, you know?
Yeah.
Final line. Also, could I be the official 12-year-old?
Yes.
Yes.
You're it.
Most
Yeah.
awesome.
And that other guy's the official 11-year-old, and Dave Mata is the official dad of the podcast.
We got a whole family, baby!
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, hey, tell your friends to listen. You might even convert them into a weebita.
Liam's doing it to us.
Let me tell you something right now, folks. You're gonna want to listen next week because next week is our Christmas special. And if you think I'm not gonna go hard as fuck for the Christmas special, you are
so fucking
I'm
excited.
Should I announch this now?
No.
Okay.
No,
All right.
yeah.
Listen, there's a big twist coming with the Christmas episode. You're gonna want to listen. So do. Thank you as always to our graphics team, Glenn Federico and Ali Caruso. And so listen up next week. In addition to being the amazing fucking Christmas episode, which you're gonna want to hear, we're watching episodes 63, 64, and 65 of Naruto. So let us know what you think of those if you watch ahead. Thank you, as always, so much for listening. And again, as always, I guess I already said that, but be safe, have fun, believe it.
Yuri Lowenthal.
Hot.